Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to NASA 5A. That's right, the National Anti-Strahd Alliance is coming to you not quite live and also not quite in Boston. But that's where today's story is taking place. We're running a new system called Cthulhu. Um, Alongside here, we sat there and if you want to sit there and play this game, you can download the free Call of Cthulhu Quick Start rules that will sit there and give you everything you need to know to get a character off the ground, as well as a free adventure that we're using today. Okay, this one is known as The Haunted. Okay. Before we get started, Norman, Randall, Nicholas, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourselves before we get started?
My name is Naaman Elizabeth Jaden. I am a 33-year-old parapsychologist from Poughkeepsie, currently living in Boston, Mass. I help people with the paranormal-related problems, and pull some numbers at the same time.
Wonderful, Randall. A little bit about you.
Work in a funny farm. Work in a funny farm, and I work in a funny farm.
Oh, that's a great joke right there, Nicholas.
Nicholas Jeremy Maguire. I was born in London and currently in Boston. I'm an antiquarian, and that's all I have figured out so far.
Look, I'm gonna be the one that rips off this fucking Band-Aid right goddamn now. Do you think you're fucking better than me?
I do, sir.
Ah, well said.
Flim flam.
Yes. Well, look, we're going to start off here at the private offices of Norman Elizabeth Jaden. Randall and Nicholas are regulars inside this office as they keep on using Norman in order to get insight on their daily lives. Randall using this on ways to sit there and help analyze strategies to help out individuals in the funny farm be a little less funny. With Nicholas, he keeps on bringing all these small little trinkets, looking to see if there's connection to the outside planes. As all three of you are sitting there and riff-raffing for a little bit, in comes this older gentleman. Comes in with a couple of pieces of paper. He's looking very, very dour at the moment. He begins to sit there, puts his hat right on the coat rack. He has taken off his trench coat. He comes in and is like, "Boys, it's good to meet you. I was hoping you could help me for a second. I think I bought something I shouldn't have."
Why don't you show it to me, sir?
Well, he hands over this piece of paper and do me a favor, roll an intelligence check.
And by rolling anything, I roll a D100?
Yep, D100. And you're trying to roll underneath your intelligence score.
All right, so D. Here's a 10. Where's the other half of it? There it is. 33. And my intelligence is 80.
So that's actually called a powerful success. So that's like essentially the same as a critical hit. Okay, it's rolling under half your score.
Okay.
As you look through this, you realize that this is a deed to a house. Based off of the areas here, this is a house that you've heard stories about this before, just around the water cooler, hanging out with Norman and Randall, that the owners of this house change hands frequently. Some sit there and sell it for dirt cheap. They're just trying to get rid of the property as fast as they can, and others end up, a family member or themselves die, and then it gets passed on.
Oh, yeah, that's why I've been there before.
Yeah.
I want to be pulling out a straitjacket for this guy right now. If he needs help, straitjacket it is.
He sits there and says, I bought this house about a year and a half ago, and I intended to make it a rental property. We've had about 3 or 4 different families rent, and then within a month, sit there and clear house. Unfortunately, the last ones, the Macarios, I just haven't heard from them. I was hoping that you can investigate the house and inform me what happened, and so I can set matters right. Look, I don't know what it'll take to make it worth your while. What?
Money goes a long way.
All right. How much are you thinking?
I don't have a concept of what money is worth in this era.
My standard rate is $12 an hour.
All right. I'm assuming this will take you a couple of hours. So here's the deal. I'll accept that. And for anything that you'll need to purchase, here's a little bit of starting cash. And he hands you this manila envelope. To you, Norman, since you're the one who asked. And inside you see the keys to the place, as well as $30.
Okay.
And now you're trying to figure out if $30 is a lot of money.
I mean, it's a couple $100.
Yeah.
No, I was just putting it on my sheet. Keys to the house, $30.
Yep.
How long has it been since you heard from the family?
It's been about 5 weeks now.
5 weeks, man. That's a long time.
I imagine after week 3, rent was due, and they're just trying to dodge me. And I went over to there to check it out. I saw a lot of weird things on the walls, and I didn't see any of them, not even their kids. So, look, there's a couple of things in there that made me feel like it wasn't just hit and run, try to sit there, get a small, squat for a little bit, and then when the money runs out, you just go to the next town. There's something weird there.
You wouldn't happen to be able to describe these weird symbols that you saw on the walls?
I'm gonna be honest. When I was looking at, look, it was red. I think it was blood. I didn't take time to sit there and make notes. I just got the hell out of there as fast as I could.
Blood.
I opened the drawer of my desk. Do I still have my revolver in there?
You most certainly do.
Sweet. Guys, I just made a gun happen.
Something we've been trying to do in D&D the entire Waterdeep.
Do I still have a shotgun in my back pocket?
My back pocket.
Roll a size check for me.
11.
Despite the fact that you are taller than the average antiquarian, pockets are only so big. And if you would have sat there and shoved the barrel of a shotgun inside your pocket, it would have fallen out the first time you took a step.
Where did I put that?
All right. Obviously, Mr. Knott feels like he's exhausted the information that he has, unless you have specific questions for him. Let you guys know that this is this will take place throughout the entirety of Boston.
Okay.
So you can go to places.
Can we go to Fenway?
You certainly could go to Fenway. I don't know how it helped, but you could. Basically, anything that existed at 1920, we'll say January 1st, 1921, just to make sure we're in the roaring 20s full out, exists. So if you want to check out a local paper, if you want to go to the library, if you want to go to City Hall and check records of ownership, records of rental, totally fine. Anything you can think of.
Yeah, should we find out who rented the place?
I mean, I could give you, if you let me go back home, all of their paperwork. Sit there and let you know a little bit about them, but City Hall would probably have more information than I would.
And as far as their current location?
I mean, I I haven't seen them in about 5 weeks. I'd imagine if they're around, they ain't around there anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I think stopping at City Hall wouldn't be a bad idea. Try to figure out, get like a record of the people who've rented the building, and maybe cross-check that with any criminal records.
Yeah, that seems like a good first idea.
Nope, they're
Look,
illegal
it's
aliens. No records.
look inside the envelope. I gave you my contact information. If you ever need a call or if you stop by, that's where you can find me. And at that point, if there's anything that you guys want to do inside Norman's office, you can do so now. Otherwise, we'll head on over to the Hall of Records.
Are there like stats or anything like that I can write down for the revolver?
Yes, there is. Let me pull that up.
Okay.
The revolver has damage that it does.
So the higher your score, the better you are at it.
Yes.
Because you want to roll below it.
Right, yeah,
Yep.
because the higher chance of you rolling under it is.
Yeah.
So a handgun does a flat 1d10 damage.
Okay.
Yep. And then if you decide to use it, you get plus 50 to your dex, because your dexterity is essentially your initiative order.
Okay.
I'm really good at going to the library.
Yeah. If you ever fire more than one shot in a round, every shot takes a penalty dice.
Okay.
If you are in point blank range, which is 1/5 of your dex score, you gain a bonus die. Your revolver is a 5-shot revolver.
Okay.
Let me sit there and give you a particular name of it.
Is it the?
This will be a snub nose SP 101.
Okay.
Or at least that's what it's called today, because the SP 101 came out in 1989. We can call it a Saturday Night Special.
Okay. So it's a Derringer, basically.
Yeah, no, because a Derringer's a single shot.
Oh, okay. You said it was a D10 though.
Yeah.
Okay. Does the 38 work?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. I just wanted to add that in there so I can like see what like the bonuses and stuff were.
Yeah, and I literally had to look it up to sit there and make sure that Saturday Night Special wasn't a specific kind of gun. Essentially, it just means it was a pretty shittily made gun.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So, as you all get to the Hall of Records, all three of you, if I can have you make a library use roll.
I'm good at this.
Library use.
Yeah.
Okay.
I still somehow blew it.
I got a 22, which is under my 45.
Okay.
I rolled a 67 and I have a 55.
So, other things to note, your luck total. If you ever fail by a little bit, you can spend your luck points into into turning that failure into a success. If you run out of luck, I essentially get to fuck with your character as much as I can.
Okay. I just had a bad day at the library.
Yep. So it comes down to you use the luck, because if you don't use it, you're gonna fail more often. But if you ever get to 0 luck points, things are gonna essentially everything's gonna happen to you. Okay. Yeah.
Nope, I was
All right.
useless for library.
What'd you get for library, Randall?
I got 40. My library use is 20.
Okay. So as you guys are all looking around, Nicholas, who sits there and puffs out his chest a little bit. It's like, yeah, this is my preferred terrain. Is looking around, and he's starting from the very, very beginning because, god damn it, he fucking loves books. And you sit there and you get very, very enamored with this book on Egyptian horticulture, to the point where you forget why we're even here.
Oh, who wouldn't?
Yeah. Randall, as you're looking around, you just sit there like you're just walking through the aisles, like, fuck that book, fuck that book, fuck that book. Look, man, this artsy fartsy stuff ain't for me. But Norman, you sit there and I'm gonna give you a handout for this.
Woo.
Handout 7. You find through the civil court records, you show that the address in question was from the executor of Walter Corbett's will. That person was Reverend Michael Thomas, pastor of the Chapel of Contemplation and Church of Our Lord and Granter of Secrets. The Register of Churches notes the closure of that particular Chapel of Contemplation in 1912.
Okay.
Yeah. So as you sit there and you realize throughout this that the house was given away due to the death of a Walter Corbett. And then the executor appears to be the reverend of the church he went to.
Okay. I after I look through this stuff, I turn to Nicholas and I say, "Hey, get your head out of that farming book and actually do some work over here. Look, here's what I found. It was the first owner of the house. You said, Walter Corbett.
The earliest owner you could find for that address.
Okay, so the earliest owner on record, Walter Corbett, he died, and the house was given away, and the executive of that was this Reverend
Michael Thomas, like the football player.
Reverend Michael Thomas, number 1 wide receiver.
Reverend Michael Thomas.
Yeah. Randall, anything that you're doing right now?
Nope, not that I can think of at the moment. It's a library. I'm not good with books.
Cool. All right. Let's see here. I want all of you to roll an idea check for me. This is the same as your intelligence score.
I am rolling everything in multiples of 11.
You said an idea check?
Yes.
Is that listed or it's just intelligence?
It's the same as intelligence.
Oh, I see that it has the word idea.
Yeah.
Well, I rolled a 44 and I'm an 80.
All right. For those of you who have succeeded on your idea check, you begin to realize that the Chapel of Contemplation is something that you've never heard of before. Nicholas, part of the reason is that, you're from jolly old England. Norman, because you're from Poughkeepsie, you guys haven't spent a terrible amount of time in Boston to know all of the areas of it, but you've never fully heard of this before.
Curious.
Randall, what'd you get on your idea roll?
I got a 13. My intelligence is a 55.
The Lord Granter of Secrets is something that piques your interest in this. Mostly because you've seen individuals who were locked up in your asylum begin writing Lord Granter of Secrets almost obsessively.
Fuck that guy.
On paper, on desks, if those aren't around, on walls, if those aren't around, on themselves.
Fuck this guy. He makes more work for me. Let's go fuck him up.
And just to clarify again, Lord Michael Thomas was known as the Lord Granter of Secrets?
Reverend Michael Thomas was pastor of the
Okay.
Chapel of Contemplation and Church of Our Lord Granter of Secrets.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Yep.
Just writing that down real quick.
I didn't hear enough of the words to write down everything, but that's okay.
That's fine.
Sometimes incomplete notes are the most accurate notes.
Yep. All right. Anything that you guys want to look up at the hall records?
Can I look up anything about this Church of Contemplation?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and roll a law check for.
Law. Oof. Okay, this is gonna be a hard one, boys. Nope, that's a fail. I rolled a 31 against my 10.
I mean, you can use your luck to succeed on that. You can sit there and narratively describe how you change this to reroll. That's called pushing the roll.
Right. What if I like start looking in a different stack of papers?
Yeah. So instead of sitting there and looking at registered religious organizations, you instead sit there and begin to look in condemned buildings. Roll with bonus on that.
Okay. How does that work again?
You take 2 of the D100s, 1 of the D10, and you take the lower of the 2 of the D100s.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. That's a 17. That's actually still above my law.
So you
Not by a lot,
remember, you can still take luck to turn that failure in.
So I would need to. So if my roll was 7 higher than my law, I could take 7 off of my luck total and make it a success.
Correct.
Okay. I will do that then.
All right. So let's see here. As you go through condemned ones, there's a different pile for criminal court records. When you look in the year 1912, you hear Chapel of Contemplation come up, but a lot of this stuff has been classified. When you look in other areas to see if it's labeled somewhere else, you can't find that information. Let's see here. At this point, there's a clerk in the Hall of Records who sits up to you, sees what's going on, and goes like, "Huh, okay." A lot of the reasons why this gets redacted is that this would have been handled outside of our particular branch. This could be done, either in the county courts, the Commonwealth courts, or the federal courts. Look, basically, this came down in the arrests and the seizures of a lot of things. The Central Police Station might have the information that you're looking for.
Okay.
Look, excuse me. Please stop taking all the books. Look, those are needed to be there.
I mean, somebody has to read them.
Look, do you have a library card or do you not?
Yes.
I'm going to need you to present this. And do me a favor, roll a fast talk.
Uh-oh. I rolled a 92, so I'm guessing I can't do that. Fast talk is 15.
Look. Okay, first off, you either need to come over here and actually, like, Carter, you need to put the fucking book back, okay?
While he's dealing with her, I'm trying to make a fort out of these books.
I put 1 book back.
All right, now the rest of them. And roll
You'll
for
never
me.
get me.
Yeah. Randall, roll for me a. Let's see here. Oh god. Roll for me a dexterity check.
Yeah, that's not gonna be good. Total of 100.
So that's actually 0.
Really?
Yeah. So the scores can only go from 0 to 99 here. Let me tell you, this is some fucking great book building here. like as soon as Nick sits there and begins to run away and he comes back to this, and it's like a sandcastle of books that goes up to Randall's chin.
I have made the Sistine Chapel
And
of books.
and like some of like it's crazy the width of some of these are children's books that sit there and make like kind of the towers and the palisades. The base is all like it's like the physician's desk reference, the DSM at this point. But like all these hefty medical stuff, like this is well fucking made.
I could live here.
So much information rests in those walls.
If these
Now-
walls could talk.
Yeah. Now, Randall, roll a stealth check.
That is a 64. And I have a stealth of 22.
At this point, you scream out, "I've done it!" And everyone just looks in here, and you just look at them and you go, "Shh."
Wait, he
Inside my
shushes
book
them?
fort.
Yes, he shushes them.
Oh, okay.
I approve this message.
Yeah.
Are they gonna have like records of who built the house that we were looking into?
At this point, the librarian gets a little snippy. He's like, "Oh, you mean this fucking one right here? Because it's your friend, okay?"
Mm-hmm. We were
Excuse me?
talking about a library card.
Yes. If you would like to have a library card, please come follow me so we can fill out the prerequisite paperwork.
How long will this take? How many books can I take out?
Tell you what, who's up for a trip to the police station?
Fuck no.
Please go.
I'll be back.
Been there too
You've
much.
only created days of work for me. This
Glad
is
to
my
keep you employed.
Yeah, this is my nightmare as she rolls. She
No,
suffers
I already told you no, Bubba.
2 points of sanity damage.
Oh my.
And you just see her just like one of her eyes just begins to twitch just a little bit as you guys leave. For the record, the central police station's across town from the. How do you get there?
Do they have those automobiles?
They do. Does anybody?
A
Do any of you
taxi
guys
cab?
have them? Would any of you guys have them?
I'm a man of the people. I walk everywhere.
I have $2,000 in assets. Is that a lot?
That's a ton.
Yeah.
And
To give you an
I have 80 in cash.
That's roughly $1,000. The $80 that you have in cash.
Yeah. Right now, I'm on saving.org looking to see exactly.
It looks like your $2,000 would be worth $30,000 today.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
I'll
It's-
buy a car.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fucking great. The stock market's never gonna crash.
It's the roaring 20s.
It's 1929. What could go wrong?
Look, man, I've been buying up all these fucking mortgages. They're fucking terrible ones, but when you put them together, they're fucking great. The housing market, that bubble's never gonna fucking pop.
Are we going to be playing this game long enough that I could short the stock market and make a lot of money?
I don't think so.
Is it October 1929?
It's eventually it'll be. Well,
Okay.
if your character's sane enough to make that right now, or insane enough to try.
Can we go to the car store?
No, it's just basically you have a car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I have to lose money?
No, what's your
I'm
credit
just
rating?
assuming I had it.
Yeah, what's your credit rating?
4.
Is it
Credit
4?
rating is 4.
Is that a thing? Hold on. That's actually on here.
Yeah.
Oh, 40.
Yeah, what's your 40?
40.
Yeah, you have a car. You're very,
Okay.
very well into the middle class.
Okay.
Yep. So tell me what kind of car a middle class dealer in antiquities would have.
Are there any options at that point? Aren't there basically like Model Ts?
Yeah, but what color is it?
I've custom painted it dark red.
Okay. So this is a very, very vivid Model T.
Yeah.
Yeah. As this is chugging along, and as the three of you get inside, there's just so many people just turning their heads. It's like, oh, the fuck! I thought that was supposed to be black. You think you're fucking better than me?
I do.
Yes, I do.
Oh, fuck this guy. Yeah. So let me read this here. All right, cool. What you need, yeah. As soon as you guys get to the front desk, you see the clerk's name is Kim DeBrun. And she sits there. It's like, hello, welcome to the Boston Central Police Station. What can I do for you today?
Do you speak cop?
Me?
Neither of you.
I
Look,
don't see that on my character sheet.
Technically, I am not a cop. I just work here as a civilian. Please, can you tell me how I may assist you today?
I take my hat off and I just like kind of push it in Nicholas's chest. I say, "Let me handle this one." And I step up to the desk and I lean on the counter and I say, "Hey, sweetheart, we're looking for information on the Chapel of Contemplation. You think you can help me out?"
Make a charm check.
Okay. Oh boy, I'm throwing dice. Whoa boy, that's a big time failure. I rolled an 83 against my 15.
She begins to look at you. Goes like, excuse me, can you please not sit down on the desk? I've got some important paperwork there that needs to be sorted out. Look, can you please just tell me what you came here today for?
We're looking into a house that it seems to have changed hands a few times. I've been contacted. Somebody thinks the house is haunted. We're just, I'm just covering bases. I went over to the library over there and found out that there was this chapel of contemplation involved in a lot of stuff in this house, and just kind of trying to get a better feel for what might have been, if there's any funny business.
This time, let's roll a persuade with bonus.
Persuade with bonus. Okay.
Because you kind of talk circles around her.
Bonus is when I do the second D100, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And you take the lower one.
Right. That's a 1.
Very cool. Very cool. At this point, she gets like, look, okay, first off, this isn't me on the job saying this, but I always fucking knew that there are ghosts around here. And if you're telling me that they're fucking ghosts, I feel duty bound to sit there and protect us from all dangers, real or ghosts alike. Okay? So tell me a little bit about what you need to know.
Look, I just need to know if this chapel of contemplation has been involved in his house, and if there's any sort of funny business that they've been involved in, around the city, at the Commonwealth, as it were.
Yep. All right. Yeah. I think I got. Well, let me go ahead and check the back records real quick, and I'll be right back out.
Thank you.
She leaves their desk. About 5 minutes go by, and she comes back with a file, and she hands it to you. She goes like, "Look, I think this is gonna have everything that you fucking need to know. However, I do feel like I have to tell you, I cannot let this out. Okay, so it needs to sit there and come back with me. You can make copies of whatever way you need to. You can write down whatever you need, but I need the originals to stay in that folder and to come back into the file. Otherwise, I lose my job."
All right. I I say, well, Kim, you're a real sweetheart. I take the folder. I hand it to Nicholas. I take my hat back. I step outside, have a cigarette.
All right, Nicholas, as you read this, can you make a law check?
Oh, please. Dang it, 27. I'm a 20.
You can sit there and use your luck. You can push the roll.
What happens if I push the roll?
So the push the roll is you explain how you try to sit there and change the way you're reading this, and you get to re-roll.
Or you can subtract 7 from your luck. And
yeah, let's just subtract the luck.
All right. So as you sit there and read this, you get a very clear idea of what happened. The file concerns a secret raid on the Chapel of Contemplation. This raid was given legal action by affidavit swearing that members of the church were responsible for disappearances of neighborhood children. During the raid, 3 policemen and 17 cult members were killed by gunplay or fire.
How many?
3 policemen, 17 cult members. Autopsy reports were singularly lacking detail and uninformative, as though the coroner had not actually performed any sort of autopsy examination. 54 members of the church were arrested. All but 8 were released. The records hint of illegal intervention in the proceedings of local officials, offering stories of the battle, the biggest criminal action in the city's history, that never appeared in print. It seems that someone bought the story and then killed it. Pastor Michael Thomas was one of the ones arrested and sentenced to 40 years of prison for 5 counts of second-degree murder. He escaped from prison in 1917 and has fled the state. His current whereabouts are unknown.
What year is it?
1921.
what was that guy's name again?
That was Pastor Michael Thomas.
Michael Thomas.
Oh, okay.
So this happened in 1912. Is when the church got closed.
Whereabouts unknown.
Yeah. 17 cult members died. The remaining 54 were arrested. 8 stayed arrested and convicted. Michael Thomas is one of those, sentenced to 40 years of prison, served 5.
Wow.
And there's nothing missing from this, madam.
Look, I'm sorry, you're going to have to talk to the records department. If this is everything that was in the file that seemed related to what your friend was asking about.
We found out that the guy who hired us told us that there was kids that lived there, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So if I've gotten everything I can out of the file, I'm going to hand it back.
All right. Thank you for coming to the Boston's greatest police department. We hope that we have served you well. May we continue to serve and protect you.
Yes.
I walk back in after having finished my cigarette, and I say, well, you know what, Kim, you've been lovely. Say hi to Mama DeBrun for me.
Well, thank you, person I just met today. I'll tell her, by the way, a stranger says hello.
So as we kind of step back out onto the street, Randall, apart from building a pretty impressive book castle, I have to admit, you got any ideas on where we should look next?
Nope. Let's go to the house.
That was kind of what I was thinking. Eventually, we're gonna need to go there.
Yep.
It might be good to know what we're getting into before we go.
I think I mean, what's your idea then, Nick? You
I'd like to just know a little more about from the people who lived there and moved out. If we can find them, talk to them, see what might have happened.
Are you asking about people who lived in that house, or
Yeah.
okay?
so like what? So
Can we
basically,
find a record of where those people are living now?
yeah, like is there anybody
Anywhere in town?
who rented the house who still lives in Boston?
Yeah.
Oh, let's see here. The Hall of Records. Since you guys were there, we can sit there and backtrack. And
I go
Let me
in
look at-
reverse the entire way back.
Well, because I know
we'll add that into the story.
one of the things that I was looking for when we went there was a list of people who had rented.
Yeah.
And you didn't find anything.
When you went into the Hall of Records, because I forgot that's what you guys were trying to do. Do a spot hidden for me.
Oh boy.
Norman?
Everyone can do spot hidden. Because this is stuff you're all aware to look on.
Oh my god, I'm rolling horribly.
Yeah.
I'm really distracted by the Egyptian horticulture.
Yeah.
I rolled a 99.
Yeah. That's look, man. You know a great fucking book, and that you've always wanted to know more about how to best care for Cairesian ferns.
Yeah, I rolled a 66 against my 25.
All right, Randall, how'd you do?
I rolled a 19 against my 45.
Yes.
All right, Randall.
I'm useful.
Yeah.
In the
While
library.
he was building the thing.
Yeah.
What
Randall.
I found, guys.
Yeah, Randall, knowing full well, why don't we just sit there and look at city records for rentals to figure out who rented this place. Well, once again, Nicholas is in Egyptian horticulture section, and Norman, a little bit closer to the mark, decided to sit there and look at Boston history, not realizing that that's a little bit too detailed for Boston historical books. Yeah, I mean, you got to the point where a bunch of colonists dumped tea into the harbor.
Yeah, they did.
Where Randall decides to go back into his book for it and goes, I found it!
Practicality for the win! Fuck you!
Well, that's just plain rude, but still.
What, you think you're better than me?
Nicholas, do you say anything?
I do, sir.
Yeah, on this one you find a series of families. Only one appears to have remained in town, and that's someone named Clarence Reed, who rented the house by himself. Based off the information, the job appears that he works at the Boston Globe. And that's also where he lists as his primary address now, is the place of the Boston Globe.
Man, talk about dedicated to the job.
Fuck it, let's go to the newspaper.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Yep. All right, so I'm just gonna let you know that Nicholas, your car is really gaudy. Really gaudy.
Nobody said we were going for stealthy.
Yeah. Yeah. So as you get there, it's crazy how much different Call of Cthulhu writes their scenarios compared to Dungeons and Dragons.
Is it?
Yeah. All right. At this point, you come up to the front desk. You see one of the people at the desk. His nameplate says Audie Wilmot on it. And then you also see on the sideboard this directory, and you see that what's the name that I gave you on this?
Clarence Reed.
Clarence Reed.
Yeah, Clarence Reed is on the 3rd floor of this building in investigative affairs.
Ooh. Did we find out how long Mr. Reed rented the house?
It appears that he was 2 tenants before the ones in question.
Okay. And how long did he? I mean, if it's not information, it was just like how long he was renter there.
It's set there and based off the paperwork, it gave a start date. It didn't give an end date.
Okay.
For rationale, it just sat there and said, landlord lost contact with tenant. Wellness check, individual found.
Okay.
That's St. Mary's General Hospital.
Interesting. Okay. So you said Audie was the receptionist?
Yeah, Audie Wilmot is the receptionist at the Boston Globe.
Is that a woman or a man?
RT.
Oh,
So
okay.
male. Yeah.
Oh, RT.
Yeah.
Addie.
Yeah.
Addie.
Thank you, baby girl. Do we hey, Mr. And you said there was a nameplate on the desk, right?
Yeah, Wilmot.
Mr. Wilmot, we're here looking to speak with Mr. Reed. Looks like he's up on the third floor. Is it all right if we head up?
Look, just fucking go, all right? I'm only here today because Geraldine Cleaver sat there and fucking took vacation, and they had to pull me out of the fucking editor's room to sit there and man the fucking desk. I tell you, you know what? Just fucking go the fuck up, okay? I don't fucking care. Look, if they fire me, I'm gonna sit there. I'm gonna fucking head west. I'm sure there's better stories in Chicago anyway.
I like you, Mr. Wilmot.
Yeah, fuck you. Fucking dapper damn motherfucker. All right, and as you guys head up, this is like the third floor is like one giant bullpen full of cubicles, like desks that coming around. People are bustling, trying to sit there and investigate stories. However, in the corner office, you see embossed on the window Clarence Reed, head of investigative affairs.
Well, he's a bigwig.
Mm-hmm.
A big man up here in the corner office. Look at him. Third floor and everything. All right, well, I guess we should head that way, huh?
Go say hi.
Unless Randall wants to turn somebody's desk into another fort.
Oh, they got a nice
It's
corner
good.
office to turn into a fort.
It's very good to have hobbies. Yeah. So as
Everybody
you
needs their way to de-stress.
Does it look like anybody's in Mr. Reed's office?
Yeah, it does. It looks like somebody's in there. Just
Okay.
one individual person, based off your best guess. This is kind of a slim but strong individual wearing a white pinstripe shirt, rolled up, suspenders, gray pants, and kind of a marine cut haircut.
Okay.
He has a very thin mustache that kind of just goes from nostril to nostril.
You son of a bitch! You did it. I knock on the. Is the door open?
It is cracked, but barely cracked.
I knock on the door.
Yeah, what do you want?
I open the door. Say, Mr. Reed. Now I'm Elizabeth Jaden. I'm a paranormal psychologist. I'm here to ask you a few questions if you don't mind.
Paranormal psychologist. A lot of those these days. Look, you're gonna have to. Yeah, if you're gonna want to ask me questions, I get to ask questions of you. I need to fucking get a good story here. And since you're into the weird shit, I feel like you can get me weird shit.
Well, I'll tell you what. I feel like we could definitely strike some sort of deal here. We're looking into a house that you rented at one point in time, and there's been a family there that has disappeared. So I think if you give us a little information about the house, maybe I could, leak some of that information to you after we check out the establishment.
Look, I'm gonna stop you right there. Back before I be the head here, my editor fucking killed that story. I rented that out to figure out what the fuck was actually going on, and all I know is that I would like when I sat there and put those words together. Oh, it upset a lot of people. A lot of people with a lot of money. And look, I want you to I'll give you what you need, but I didn't come here to sit there and play footsie with a bunch of people who have more money. I came here for the fucking truth and goddamn pictures of Spider-Man.
I'm not much of a photographer myself, Mr. Reed, but I'm as much a man of the truth as you are.
At the beginning, you get a handout, and let me go back to my handouts page to make sure I can be right here. He pulls out of the bottom of his desk underneath a fifth of scotch, a unpublished story from the Boston Globe back in 1918. It was a feature story that states in 1880 a family of French immigrants moved into this house and were the first tenants of it, but fled after a series of violent accidents that left the parents dead and 3 children crippled. For a long time, the house stood vacant. The next known owner was in 1909. Another family moved in, and all of them immediately fell prey to illnesses. In 1914, there was another owner. The oldest brother went mad and killed himself with a kitchen knife. The heartbroken family moved out.
What was that again? The brother?
Yeah, the oldest brother of the family went mad and killed himself with the kitchen. And the heartbroken family moved out. In 1918, a third family rented out the house. And they left almost immediately after they all became ill at the time. And you are the only one reading this?
I will. I'm just kind of reading it out loud.
Yeah. You see a number of photos. It looks. A couple of these are from the crime scene, in blood. Somewhere in every time where someone has died, you see a pyramid with an eye in the middle of it, and at each point of the pyramid, it extends out.
Fucking Illuminati.
At that point, let me make sure.
Have I seen this symbol before?
Roll a. Let me see what we got here. Roll an occult check for me.
I rolled a 38 against a 25.
Okay.
But I would like to use my luck.
Okay.
So make it a success. So 13 my luck points.
You recall it. This deals a lot more with individuals who looked for immortality. Making sure I got the right handout here. Oh, Jesus Christ, where is that handout supposed to be? 7. Yeah. All right, cool. Based off of your knowledge of that, though, I need you to make a check, Nicholas.
You said sanity?
Yep. You're rolling. You're trying
to. This isn't good.
Yeah, you're trying to roll above your intelligence.
Oh, good. Because I rolled an 87. I thought I was going to go crazy all of a sudden. So intelligence is 80.
Yep. So you take 1 sanity point.
Okay.
Of damage, which is fine. Essentially,
That's not bad at all.
You know full well that this is associated with gruesome crimes. This usually ends up dealing with people who are obsessed with the idea of immortality. However, you're able to block your mind away from gory details of those crimes in the past.
Okay. I'm just going to tell that to the others.
Mm-hmm. No need to make sanity checks, you two.
Sweet.
Good deal.
Randall, I want you to make an idea check.
Oh, this is dangerous. Oh, let's see here. I have an intelligence of 55 and I rolled a 37.
I'm sorry, that was cut off. Did you succeed?
Yes, I rolled a 37 with an intelligence of 55.
Throughout all of this, and between you reading more and more, this sounds very familiar to Berry Sanitarium. In fact, you now realize that Macario is a familiar name.
I work with this motherfucker. Shits
You
on the
realize.
walls.
Yep. Here we go. Is what you need to know is that let's see here. Vittoro Macaro is the primary one that the sanitarium is treating. His wife, Gabriella, is staying nearby and sees Vittoro every day.
Okay.
Based off of what you remember is that the two sons are being cared for by relatives in Baltimore.
So, this guy, is in the sanitarium, and his wife comes every day. I doubt we'll get much out of him, but we could ambush the wife.
Or just approach her kindly.
Yeah, ambush.
You know what? Actually, look, Nick. Let's take a back seat on this one. I think Randall has a rapport probably with this woman, so we'll just let him kind of handle this. And if ambushing is the way that he thinks is best served for that, then that's what we'll do.
I suppose I will defer.
Look, all right. So you're telling me that you fucking know some of these people? You know some of these people.
Fuck you.
Look, I fucking gave you information. You better give me the fucking story.
I ain't
This
no
will
rat.
come back.
After we go to the house, we'll come back and tell you.
I ain't no rat.
Yeah, listen, Mr. Reed, Clarence, if I may, I'm a man of facts. All right. Oftentimes in my line of work, we get people who are confused about what has actually occurred, and so I'm here to get to the bottom of it before I'm giving you any information that may be false or what's the word I'm looking for? Fantastical. Yeah.
Look, I appreciate that, but right now I need a fucking story.
Well, right now the story is that the current tenants of the house,
AFK.
their whereabouts are unknown, and the house is covered in blood.
If I don't get my fucking story, I'm gonna start a new one. Who killed you fucking three?
Man of principle. I appreciate that.
Now get the fuck out of my office.
My pleasure.
I have no idea if people in the 1920s said fuck this off or not.
I don't know, but it's great.
We're just using it as like an approximation of.
It's an
Yeah,
adjective.
you know, this is NASA does the
Just like-
1920s. This isn't,
Yeah, just
this isn't Mad Men.
You read about like Deadwood.
Yeah.
They
Did you
were
know
trying.
Cowboys used to
Fuck,
They do.
Fucking kidney stones.
What the fuck is Mountain Dew? Yep. All right. So I'm assuming that you guys want to head over for a night at the Roxbury.
Wait, that's what we're doing?
Is the Roxbury the asylum where Randall works?
Yes.
All right.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
Roxbury.
I feel
Got
like
it.
this might become a nightclub in the future.
I can see it. It's got great lighting.
At this point, comes in Nicholas. Roll an idea check for me.
42.
You have this wonderful idea, and you begin wrapping your head around the notion of this philosophical concept. What is love?
Well, I think you have to figure out that the harder way.
If there's inspiration I can give in this game, then I'll fucking get it.
I'll take temporarily insane. That's the first checkbox I see on here.
I was going to suggest free luck points, but that works too.
Yeah. At this point, you get to the Roxbury Sanitarium on the outskirts of Boston, and you get to the gated entrance, and the arm goes down, keeping it shut. Then the guards sit there and look there. It's like, oh, hey, Randall. Decided to get a ride to work today?
Fuck you!
Yeah, same answer as always. Go ahead and lift it up. Let him in.
Hey, Nick, do you get the feeling this guy isn't like universally liked here?
And I understand why not.
You're doing great, Randall. You clap him on the back.
I have one job, is to hold the crazies down while the doc injects shit into his ass.
Yeah.
That is a job. And somebody's got to do it. And I'm glad it's you, Randall.
At this point, as you guys get into the sanitarium, you are able to get past the desk worker, Jerry Kingsley, and you get over to the wing that Randall knows that the Mercurio family is. At this point, you see them in the common area. Gabriella and Vittoro are sitting there talking to each other. You see Vittoro dressed in scrubs, gripping with both hands into a Bible. Everyone, can you roll a spot hidden for me?
Oh, damn it.
Let me know if you succeed.
I failed.
Nope.
I think I passed. Yeah.
You
22
see
out of
that-
55, so I had extra.
Yeah, you see Vittoro holding the Bible, and he has his finger stuck in between a couple of pages. He's kind of sitting there, and he's kind of like just shaking back and forth a little bit. He seems really, really restless. He's mumbling something under his breath, and you can just see Gabriella kind of look concerningly on, not saying anything. But then she looks towards you and looks back and begins to continue caring for Vittoro.
I want to like walk up and sort of like kind of gently gesture toward like trying to open up the book. To where he has it.
Yeah, at this point, he's not really allowing you to take the book, but roll a listen check with bonus. I think listen's a skill. Is listen a skill? Listen is a skill.
Woo!
Sorry, roll a listen.
Yeah.
Okay. So 39 on a 20.
So that's a fail.
Yeah, fail.
Yeah.
I think I'm understanding the system now.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Let's see here. You do hear, however, the one thing that he's is the phrase, by his own weapon is the devil worsted.
That's what he keeps muttering.
Yeah. He sits there, it's like, I can't believe it. Why did it play out that way? Oh my, such foul evil, such foul evil by his own weapon the devil is worsted by such foul evil, such foul evil.
Well.
Can I make note of about how far into the book he's marked?
It's about a third of the way through the book.
Can I make a psychology check to see like if this guy is suffering like a psychotic break or if he's just like stuck on this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Now I get to sit there and go to the rule set.
Oh my god. Fucking what the hell? My psychology skill is like super high and I still rolled above it.
I mean, you do have something to help you out with this, is the fact that you haven't actually talked to him yet. So you could push the roll.
Yeah, I'll to push the roll, I will I'll just ask him just kind of an innocuous question just to see if he'll like answer it or continue his sort of ranting.
Yeah, go ahead. Make another
Okay.
check then.
Okay. Yeah, that is a 60.
Okay.
Which is below my 75.
Yeah, so what you see here is one of the problems you have right now is that he's not fully aware, not fully lucid of the environment. You do notice that there's a number of obsessions, manias, and you're getting from the fact that his eyes just keep on drifting across the room. You get the fact he may be hallucinating.
Okay. I would like to then turn to Gabriella. You said her name was,
Yes.
and try to like persuade her to step away from Vittorio to have a conversation with Randall.
Could I assist with this by flashing my hospital ID and mentioning
You certainly
the fact
can.
that,
So we'll make the roll eventually, but let's just play this scene out a little bit.
Okay. What was their last name again? I've heard it a few times. I haven't gotten it written down.
It
though.
is
Vittorio?
Macario.
Oh, Macario, yeah.
Macario.
Mm-hmm. Gabriella Macario is who you're talking to.
Okay. I say, Miss Macario, if you don't mind, clearly Vittorio is a little out of it at the moment. My associate here, Randall, would like to ask you a few questions if you have a moment.
Yeah, I can. I'm sorry. Are you a new doctor here?
And I'll interject there and going, yes, actually he's a specialist from the up north and I'm tasked with assisting him. You know me, you've seen me plenty. I'm Randall, I'm the guy who gets stuck with all the shitty
Fast talk
jobs.
check.
Oh, there they are. I rolled a 31 on a 55.
All right. She goes like, "Huh, all right, yeah, absolutely." And she's going over to Norman, or she's going talking to.
She's going to speak with Randall. I was really just trying to, if there was anything that Nick or myself decided that we wanted to try to figure out with Mr. Macario, we'd have a little bit of space.
So we'll break this up into two scenes. We'll have Randall and Gabriella talk with, and then we'll eventually come to Norman and Nick talking to Vittorio.
Yeah.
Okay. So Randall, yeah. So what questions did you have for me?
So, like I said, my associate is a doctor from up in New York City. He's here because of how odd Victorio case is, and seeing as he's trying to familiarize himself with it, I'm going to make note of the situation that landed him here. So if you could recount in as much detail as possible the entire events that led to Vicario's institutionalization, I would appreciate it.
Yeah. I don't know how much I can help with this. Is we moved into the area, and as soon as we got settled in, and the first time that we really tried to use the basement, we saw these images painted onto the walls of the basement. We thought it was just the kids, getting their hands in some of the leftover paint that the old tenants had. But it kept on happening even after we removed the paint from the house. Eventually, we started seeing objects that were, when we went to sleep at night, were in one spot, and then we woke up in the morning, we're in an entirely different room. And then, the boys began to get sick. I think it might, I don't know what was in there. It looked like it was a spider bite. There's 2 puncture wounds, and then I think it got infected because it started growing. And then the doctor sat there and said there wasn't a lot they can do, so we sent them out to Baltimore because they said they had better infectious disease wing over there. I don't know if that's what you're looking for, though. I mean, it's just the more and more stuff that happened, the more and more obsessed with finding out what happened Vittorio was.
Could you tell me what was being painted on the walls?
Look, I don't know how to describe it. Can I just draw it for you?
Works for me.
Okay.
I'm a man of pictures anyways.
Really more of a visual learner.
It looks a lot like this. And then, as soon as you look at it, please make a sanity check for me.
That's my secret I was never saying to begin with. That is against my power, correct?
That's against your intelligence.
Intelligence? Okay, I rolled a 49 with an intelligence of 55.
So, I need to get a D8.
Alright, I'll be right back though. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Okay.
Ooh, you just lucked out.
You can tell me, I'll be listening, but I won't have.
Oh, okay. Yeah, have fun shitting. So you suffer 4 points of sanity damage, which is the maximum you can take without getting a person. As your mind fills, it's almost just like by looking at that depiction, you're beginning to see in your head clear images of to all the stuff that she's saying. Entire rooms being rearranged. What was once supposed to be a guest bedroom now became a study. Pots and pans in the kitchen cabinets being looks like they've been thrown out and left around, where some of them were left completely untouched. On the basement wall, you sit there and you look at it, and you see that image. You see that image as it gets closer and closer and closer to it, and eventually you snap out of it. You shake your head a little bit, goes like, ah. She goes, excuse me, are you all right? Looks like you've seen a ghost.
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. Bye.
At this point, we'll go to Norman and Nicholas.
Okay. So one of my ideas was to use my psychoanalysis skill with a little bit of extra time with Vittorio to try to figure out if this was maybe utilizing the pages that he had his thumbs in or something with his Bible to try to see maybe like what he's stuck on, or if there's a few verses or something that he can cycle through.
So because you've got Nicholas helping you, we're going to start off with a strength check to see if you can get the Bible away from you without damaging it.
Okay,
and this will be a contested roll. So you have bonus, and because it's 2 against 1, Vittorio will have penalty.
Okay. So I have bonus, you said?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, 19.
79.
Still shooting low?
Yeah, you're still shooting low.
Okay. 19, which is actually below my half.
Yep. So you have a hard success, and he had a 79, which is a hard failure.
Sweet.
Yeah. So as you sit there, Nicholas sits there and just begins to grab right at the forearms and begins to pull the arms apart as you just sit there. It's like, whoop, and it just slips right out. You're able to keep your finger right in between the 2 pages.
Perfect.
That he left it at.
Just give him a little double tap on the shoulder.
Just, no, please give it back. Give it back. Give it back. That's my weapon. Give it back. Give it back.
No, I wouldn't leave a man unarmed. Nicholas, give him a book.
No, not the one. Not the one. As you sit there and you realize that you stole the Egyptian horticulture book.
I want to really quickly kind of look over the passages that are on the pages that he had marked, basically.
Yeah. So this is in the Book of Exodus.
Okay.
However, if you have any knowledge of Christianity or Judeo-Christian Bible at all, you realize that this story was never actually in the real translations of the Bible. Instead, this one sits there and talks about a battle, and it sounds way more like Revelations than Exodus, but it talks about how there was an army of the damned that would come up before the time of the final battle, and that essentially kind of like the movie Constantine.
Okay.
They're breaking the divide.
Okay.
They're not supposed to be out here, but yet here they are, and their counterparts are still adhering to the rules of hands-off human existence.
Okay.
So they're kind of running around unchecked. These individuals are upset. Yeah, when they possess people, are obsessed with making that host last, because who knows the next one they can find. And the last thing you see out here is, because the armies of good stand still, the devil can only be destroyed with weapon worsted.
Okay.
And at that point, it begins your typical leaving Egypt story.
Okay. I hand Vittorio back the book.
You still might want to read about the Egyptian story in Exodus.
I'm sorry, what'd you say, Nick? I didn't hear that.
I was saying you still might want to read the Egyptian horde for his stories in Exodus.
That was 100% unintentional that it worked out.
I tell Nick what it is that what the passage was about that was marked.
Mm-hmm. Very cool.
I would really like to look at this. We already gave it back.
Mm. Oh, and I forgot. Based off of reading the story and you recognizing it's not part of the check for me.
You mean make a sanity check? You said.
Yep.
Okay. So that is against my intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I failed. I had an 88 against my 45.
You just sit there. It's like, that's a weird Bible. And you take no points of sanity damage.
Woohoo!
You didn't even understand why.
Once again, my lack of knowledge about the arcane or religious has paid off.
Yep. All right. So, guys, let's take a 10-minute break.
Okay.
We'll get right back to it at 7 o'clock because now you guys know the address, thanks to the landlord. You know the family, and you know kind of what you presume at the actual house.
Yep.
Cool. All right.
Yep. And you guys finished quite well the investigative portion of the quest. Mm-hmm. Proud of you.
Yeah, change tones now that we're changing scenes. Oh yeah, nice. Are we still in it? Very nice. Yeah, that looks good. Well, I just was keeping us on the splash screen. You know, that's all. Were we in the middle of a battle during the break? Is that why? Did we take a break last week?
Had to have.
Yeah, we probably did.
Didn't we get a full session?
Yeah.
All right, everybody. We back?
Yeah.
We back.
Also, Scott, did you dress up as your character again? Because I
Yeah.
love it. I fucking love it.
I have a hat, but I can't get it on over my headset.
I was looking for like an old timey hat, but of course I don't know.
How's that? Is that good? Does that look bad?
But I do have an old suit that doesn't fit me,
got it to work.
so I don't care about wasting it.
Well, I now feel like, you know, I'm appropriately doing a spooky game night now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Figured out how
Ooh,
to
I
get
should
her to
get.
leave.
That's the key. That's the ticket. I need scotch.
Scott was Scotch.
Mm-hmm.
Scotchy.
Dude, so Hy-Vee had Glenvalet Founders Reserve on sale. It was like a $60 thing of scotch for like
Yeah.
$28.
Oh wow.
And it's flipping amazing. Like it's I think heavier on vanilla.
Okay.
Than vanilla and what's the box say there? I can't really read it. But vanilla is definitely the strongest part of it, and it's quite good.
A guy at my job has gotten into making his own liquor, just as
Oh,
a
yeah?
hobby.
All right,
And
now I'm ready.
he is partial to whiskeys, bourbons, and scotches.
Yeah.
And he makes his stuff, like he takes his sweet ass time doing it, so the stuff, even without being aged, is phenomenally smooth. And
Mhm.
that's up around like the 120 proof zone.
Yeah. Also, I can sit there and close this now, but D-Hole's house had this amazing little name generator.
Oh
It'll
yeah.
give you first, middle, and last name. So like whenever we were asking about a person and it wasn't specifically named in there, that's where I get from.
Nice.
I did it again, guys.
Why is the cork stuck in there?
Yep, this is the second time I've done this with this bottle. You might notice there is some cork floating in the
Oh,
bottom
God.
already,
Oh no.
and I just broke the top off again.
Oh no.
Back of cork.
Oh no.
Dun,
Do you have a
Scotch
wine
is
opener?
full of cork.
Like, do you have a corkscrew?
Due to
Probably
technical
somewhere.
difficulties, we'll come back in once Scott gets alcohol.
Once Scott is inebriated enough and
I
has
can just
drunk the
punch it
cork,
in again because that's probably.
if you got any long screws, I normally just tap a screw into it and pull it out that way.
I have a corkscrew somewhere. I'll be.
Oh, I use like wood screws.
Well, yeah,
Just
but
take the computer with me.
There you
Oh,
Ooh,
We are
clever.
now going on a tour of Scott's home.
There's his ceiling, and that's more of a
there's more
ceiling.
ceiling.
There's his sprinkler for his fire system.
That's a nice ceiling.
As you can see, some of it's lit better than other parts of it.
It's because I have one light on. There's a light. Ah.
And as you know, this is a continuation of ever since I've known Scott since freshman year of high school. He hates wearing ties.
Fact. I have a tie in my pocket.
Do you really?
Yeah, because I thought that'd be funny. And no one can see it probably, so that's cool.
Fits the
That the
character.
tie's in your pocket. Yeah.
All right.
Strap wrench.
Come on.
I've accumulated some random fucking tools in my time so far.
You can go. My character is going to be literally doing this while we're
Yeah, because drunk driving laws haven't come up yet. As you guys begin driving to the old Corbett place, let me check. Got this. Don't need to worry about that. We don't need to worry about that. Cool.
We are uncorked.
Yeah. He's literally, Nicholas is opening a bottle of scotch and trying to pour it while inside the Model T, coming down.
Isn't that how you drive?
Yeah. Right.
And I have both hands off the wheel.
Yeah.
I've got it.
Intriguingly enough, he also has his foot off the gas as well.
Just coasting.
I've got that too.
Of course, I have it.
He's actually just in the passenger seat.
So as you approach the building, you see that it's a brick building and is overshadowed by taller, newer office buildings on either side. The house fronts the street. The rear, there are overgrown plantings and a half-collapsed arbor. Access to the rear exists on either side of the residence. As you study the house, you notice and you're impressed by the way the house seems to withdraw into the shadows cast by and how the blank curtain windows hide all understanding of what lies within. As you check the front door, it's secured with a single lock, but you're seeing that there are 4 different deadbolts added in. The deadbolts look a lot newer than.
I just feel like this is going to turn into a monster house with Mr. Neberschmidt or whatever the fuck his name is.
Well, you know what game we're playing, right?
This is an octopus steals your soul. That's the name of the game.
So it's a girl house.
Wait, it's an octopus?
No. I'm sorry, a squid. A squid steals your soul.
Yeah, but
That
like
makes more sense.
Kraken squid.
A cephalopod.
All squids are krakens.
You're a Kraken.
Release?
Despite all of these locks, is the door unlocked?
It is not.
Hey, why don't we go to Fucknut and the owner of the house?
Wait a minute.
Jeez.
No.
Hang on
yeah.
a fucking second. I have the key right here. I got it.
I kick the door down.
Roll a strength check with penalty.
I'm kidding.
No, I actually have the key.
I know, but we're gonna follow this one.
Okay. I'm alcohol strong. I rolled an 11.
All right.
Strength. Wait, where's strength? It's at the top.
Mm-hmm.
35.
Yeah. No matter what, you try to kick it, and you might have sat there if there's one deadbolt, done something to it. But the fact that there's 4 deadbolts, you literally just knock with your foot.
Ow!
It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. Unless your pride is easily wounded.
Is it bad that I want to follow
just
suit
gonna
now?
drink.
Again, I pull off my hat and push Nicholas to the side with it in his chest. Hold that.
Randall, roll a strength check with penalty.
So I rolled twice and take the higher?
Correct.
Okay. First one is a 93, so that ain't gonna do shit. Second one is an 18, and I have a strength of 90.
No. So,
You're really strong.
so you rolled a 93,
Mhm.
which means, oh man, you would have broken the door if you actually hit the door, but you hit the frame of the door instead.
Fuck the doors.
And you can see, what's the size boot that you're wearing right now?
I'll go with what I wear, a 10 and a half.
Yeah, there's a boot And the only way that you know is size 10.5 is because it says 10.5 on the bottom. And now it says 10.5 in the wooden door frame.
Grab him by the shoulders and move him over the couple of inches so he's actually.
At this point, Norman gets the key and brings it to the lock.
We would have had it.
Yeah, and at this point,
I'm sure you would have.
as he sits there and turns the key, one by one, each of the deadbolts slide open.
With one turning the key?
As I turn the key, they open in series, like on their own?
Not
one after the other or all
in-
at the same time?
Just in series.
Oh, okay. I really wish that the band on my headset wasn't so big and I could get this hat on my head better. But
You could do it the other way around.
what do you mean?
Well, probably not.
No, not with the brim. I mean, if it's, I wear my headset over baseball hats all the time.
Yeah.
So as you get in, let me see where the front door is. Okay. As you get in, you see a long hallway. At the ends of the hallway, there are stairs going up and down the stairs. You see 3 rooms to your left, 3 rooms to your right.
Split the party?
I mean, if you guys want to split up, I'm I'll go with one of you.
I think we should probably stick together.
That I'm sticking with somebody. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
That's literally all I am saying on the matter, and I make eye contact with both.
so it's right or left? You said.
Mm-hmm. 3 doors to the left, 3 doors to the right, stairs going up and down at the end of the hall. By the way, as you turn around, you realize the doors have some of the Rube Goldberg contraption to it to sit there and have 4 deadbolts lock and unlock in series.
Huh.
Can we unlock it from the inside?
It's already unlocked.
Oh,
I think he was.
you say describing the mechanism.
I believe Nicholas was asking if it was a way for us to lock and unlock the door from the inside.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's just it's a normal turn. And as you sit there and you turn to lock the door, one by one, just based off the length of the piping that sits there and connects the deadbolts to the central lock, they sit there and lock in. It takes about 6 seconds in total for it to sit there and lock. And then when you sit there and spin it again, 6 seconds to unlock. It's kind of well crafted for as completely unwieldy as it is.
I'm going to go ahead and lock it and leave it that way. I'd rather not have someone follow us in.
Great, now we're trapped inside with the demon monsters.
It unlocks for us, though.
Look, now, Randall, we don't know that anything's actually in here.
Demon monsters.
Look, I've been doing this for a long time. And the whole paranormal part, like, listen, I've talked to a lot of people, and it's never actually ghosts. All right, it's look, you've seen Vittorio. He probably did something to the kids. It's perfectly explainable. Anyway, let's go to this door on the left.
Have you seen people write Bible verses on the ceiling in their own feces?
It's explainable. Is that not
crazy.
explainable?
Demon monsters.
He took
right
a poop and then he wrote on the wall.
Exactly.
Have you never used a poop pen before?
It's surprisingly good for marking on walls.
Another perfect music transition there, though.
Yeah.
It's like, Corey hit the button. I'm doing my backstory now.
Yeah. So as you take the first room to the left, this room is filled with boxes of junk, such as a rusted water tank and old bicycles. At the right end of the room is a cupboard boarded shut and nailed shut to hold the boards in place.
Hold on. It's nailed shut?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, hang on. What is nailed shut? I'm sorry.
Cupboard.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let's try and kick it open again.
Yeah, Randall, do you want to try to pry this open with me?
Yeah, roll strength with advantage.
First one is a 32. Next one is a 56.
So the 32 will sit there and go. At this point, Randall just kind of sits there and grabs right at the top and rips it down from the wall, and you see kind of like the exposed wood over into the next room. And you see that room is like through there. You see that this is another one that contains old furniture and and then a wood stove. The furniture itself is kind of disassembled. It looks like that's eventually going to feed the wood stove. But the more important part here is that the backing of this cupboard doesn't exist. So you literally just ripped away access to the insides.
So so by ripping down the cupboard, he opened up access to the second door on the left room.
You already had it, but you can see what's in there from the first room.
Oh, okay.
Because he rolled so well, he had a hard success.
Okay.
Well,
But there was no back to the cupboard. Is it like a passage then into the second room?
No. So there's no back. There's no back to the cupboard. So as the drywall kind of sat there and faded, and you ripped away, you see 3 bound books. As you open up, there's handwriting in them. They're labeled Volume 1 to Volume 3.
Is there a title other than just Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3?
It just sits there and says on the front, embossed in gold, W. Corbett.
If you'll excuse me, gentlemen, I'll be reading.
Excuse you to where?
I'm going to go to the next room, sit down on the chair there. Read this. Really fast, I want to read it.
Okay. Do you find with me and Randall continuing down the left side here?
Please do. Scream if you need me.
Believe me, screaming might happen.
Hungry eyes.
All right. So basically, we've seen then what is inside the first and third rooms on the left. First and second. I mean, yeah. All right, Randall. Seems only reasonable that we should try the third door on the left, huh?
So as you do that, Nicholas, what are you doing with those books?
I'm sitting on the chair and trying to read them like really fast, just like doing a speed read.
Give me an intelligence check on that, just so we can sit there and see how well you retain that.
49 on 80.
Okay, so regular success. Let me make sure that this is written in English, which is really nice because it would have taken a lot longer to. Some of the phrases are some of the sentences are very strangely phrased. It sits there and talking about how man feeds man. It talks a little bit about how the nature of immortality is itself a fallacy, and it's more of a adding, kind of like how to make the engine of your Model T run longer, you have to add fuel. If you add enough fuel, that engine will run theoretically forever. And you sit there and goes like, well, why? What does man and an engine have anything? And I want you to roll an intelligence check for me.
That's a regular success. 55 on 80.
You begin to realize that he was comparing the human body to an engine. And based off the ways things come, you see a lot of the use of the word of sanguine and crimson. And you begin to realize that by consuming the blood of younger individuals, he gets to lengthen his life. The more and more you read into this, the more you realize that Corbett and then the Church of Contemplation, they might be trying to become vampires, for lack of a better term. I need you to roll a d4.
Ooh, that's new. I rolled a 1.
You take 1 point of sanity damage. However, you also get +4 to your Cthulhu Mythos.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I think from skimming this, do I think that there's like knowledge in these books that is dangerous if somebody else were to read it?
Very much so.
I want to go to the wood furnace, you said?
Yeah. Oh, before you do, how many sanity points have you lost today?
I have lost 2 today.
Okay, cool. Never mind. Yeah, the wood furnace is still there. It's not on. Remember, no one's been here for about 5 weeks, as best you can tell.
I want to try to look around to see if there's like a match or anything that could light it.
There is, but they all seem soaked.
I remember Norman is a smoker, so I'm gonna go to the next room.
All right.
Join up with them.
So as you get to the third room on the left, you here hangs overcoats, galoshes, hats, and umbrellas. Several bags of coal for the living room's freestanding stove are here. You notice that the side door is secured with 3 bolts and 2 locks.
Sorry, could you repeat that? You kind of broke up a little bit
Sorry.
at the end.
Yeah. Here hangs overcoats, galoshes, hats, and umbrellas in the mudroom. Several bags of coal for the living room's freestanding stove sit here. You notice that the side door out of the house is secured with 3 bolts and 2 locks, and the same sort of like unnecessarily complicated locking mechanisms that you only need 1 key to get in and out.
Okay. Okay. Does it look like the side door has been opened recently at all?
There's a lot of dust in the area, but you can't. Basically, based off of your knowledge, I would make you make a roll to determine the last time it came up, but it doesn't really matter. It's operational. It's not rusted over, but there's dust everywhere.
Okay.
So if you're trying to find a specific thing, then you can make a roll for it. But that's what you just looking at it.
Yeah, I was just kind of like looking. I meant like kind of like on the floor to see if there were like footprints or if it looked like the dust had been disturbed by the door opening or closing.
Not to your knowledge.
Okay, cool.
By the way, Nicholas, after that, do you continue reading? Because you got through the first tome.
Oh. Okay. Yeah.
So the second tome is entirely different. This doesn't sit there and tell a story at all. It just seems. Give me a read Latin check. Or I'm sorry, language Latin check.
Language Latin. Does everyone have that? I have. I have
language other, and then it lists the other languages you have.
My language other is just German.
Okay, then it's incomprehensible.
Okay. But do I recognize it as Latin, maybe?
You know it's Latin. You also know you have no idea what it is.
Right. And that's the entire second book. Okay.
You notice there's a lot of bloodstains on the book, though.
Oh, God.
And the third?
Yep.
The third's only filled out halfway, and it comes down as name, age, occupation, and it just sits there and says hard labor, desk work, mind user, stuff like that. And then you get the last one is estimate. First one's 3 years. The next one's 2. Third one's 12. The one that kind of freaks you out the most is you saw somebody who was 15 years old, occupation student, estimate 30 years.
Is there any connection between the age and the estimate?
The younger they are, seemingly the longer the estimate. Do me a favor. Roll a sanity check.
Oh boy. Ooh, good roll. I don't remember if that's good or bad though. This I rolled an 18.
So you rolled under your intelligence?
Way under.
I want you to roll a d6 and add 1.
Okay. Where are my d6s? There you are. 4 + 1, 5.
You take 5 points of sanity damage as you realize that this is a log of the potential victims. Because the last one you realize is the name of, you remember the last name, the Mercurio family. And there's the father, the mother, and the 2 sons. And the youngest son, the 15-year-old, was the one that you realized gave the longest expectancy estimate. Because you've taken 5 points of sanity damage, I'm going to roll a dice. And you have temporary madness.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Is that the temp insane button?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You get paranoia. The investigator offers severe paranoia for the next 30 minutes. Okay. Everyone is out to get you. No one can be trusted. You're being spied on. Someone's betrayed you. These are the thoughts racing through your mind right now.
I am trying to arrange those 3 books that I just found so that no one can see them, and then take out my Egyptian horticulture books.
Very cool.
Reading those.
Just to let you know, essentially, each room to explore takes about 10 minutes, so it'll eventually fade very quickly. However, the next milestone for you is when you lose more than a quarter of your sanity points.
Okay.
Yeah.
Randall, is anything catching your eye in here?
Not that I can think of.
Yeah, no, just looks like a mudroom to me.
Yep.
Last thing for you, Nicholas, is based on the fact that you're now looking very acutely for this, you see blood stains, little droplets of blood scattered throughout the house.
Just like on the floor, or just kind of everywhere. There's just drops
on the floor.
Okay.
Yeah. You begin to look as if you're hallucinating it, and you go down to touch, because you're an intelligent enough man. You can't touch a hallucination, but as it comes up, it actually stays on your fingers. You smell it? Smells right. You move it between your fingers. It feels right. It's a little old, but it should be a lot older for the room that you're in. No one's been here for 5 weeks. You can't explain that. Back to you, Randall.
All right. Well, Randall, if nothing's here catching your eye, maybe we should check back in with Nikki and start on the other side of the house.
Yep. Sounds like a good plan to me.
All right. Kind of like call out as we're walking down the hall, like, "Hey, Nikki, how's everything going in there?"
Fine.
Just start screaming.
Nothing abnormal.
All right. Well, why don't you come out here? We're heading over to the right side of the corridor.
Okay. First, second, or third door on the right, compared to the front door that you first walked in through.
Right. I'm thinking the first door. We'll just kind of work through this systematically.
Okay, so you're going back to the front door and now doing the first door.
Correct.
Cool. This room contains conventional furnishings. There's a radio in the corner, a couch right next to it, overstuffed chairs, shelves laden with random knickknacks. You can't help but notice the unusual quantities of crosses. There's a lot of images of the Virgin Mary and a lot of other Catholic-related trinkets.
Okay.
I'm going to roll something real quick. Okay. You hear a giant thud coming from above you, directly above you. Just as you begin to look, hopefully you heard that.
I did. I kind of like look back to Randall and Nikki with like a look. I might be like, you guys heard that, right?
I didn't hear anything.
What?
Randall, back me up. You heard that, right?
I like this radio. I want this radio.
All right. Well,
Yes, I am actively gaslighting him.
I
did
don't.
hear it.
I
I'm
don't.
also
I
like-
don't. I don't know that we're alone here. Let's just tread lightly. Maybe I won't be shouting in hallways anymore.
All right.
We should probably go investigate that thud first.
You want to go up there first before we finish down here?
Yep.
I think we should finish the room we're in.
Well, thinking if it is somebody upstairs, or more than one person's upstairs, at least then we will know that they won't be coming down behind us. With giving us no exit. This way we basically back them into a corner where they have to jump out a window.
We went out a window.
No, you can't say things like that in front of Aunt Cass. That movie is actively playing in my van on repeat for a while there.
Oh, really? That's funny. I think we should. I agree with Nikki. I think we should at least finish the room before we head upstairs. I mean, I'm not opposed to doing that. We just should probably. I mean, we're already here.
And this is where we all die. All right.
I'm looking for anything that might kill me. That's a joke.
As
And the
we
worst part
as
is he's going, what will kill you in this room?
as I kind of look over the room, I'm looking for anything that seems, I suppose, more out of place than anything that already is in here. Like
I want to see if that symbol's on anything.
Oh,
On any of the knickknacks, like maybe on the bottom.
Spot hidden check.
should I do one as well?
Sure.
Big fail.
I actually think I succeed.
Not a major fail, but like a fail.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nicholas, as you're looking around, you're more preoccupied with where the next thing to worry about is coming from. You're not really focusing much on anything more than just your immediate safety right now.
I actually had a hard success.
A hard success. As you're looking around, you see that you look very closely as to a number of the Catholic related trinkets,
Mhm.
and you see that some of the faces of them have been worn down a little bit. The crucifix at the top of the room, it appears that the face has been scratched a lot. You see that, then you look onto the next item, and this is a Italian ancestry, like an ancient Roman saint that I can't think of right now. My Catholic school upbringing is really failing me. But the face worn out.
Okay.
With the portrait of the Virgin Mary, because it's behind glass, it's covered as opposed to worn out.
So does it look like the faces were actively being removed?
Mm-hmm. It does. I mean, as you begin to pick it up and look underneath it, this looks like the property of the Mercurio family. However, given what you know about Vittorio, rubbing the faces off of their religious items doesn't seem like a very devout.
Right.
Curiouser and curiouser.
Indeed. I guess we could head upstairs.
Randall, one last thing. Spot hidden check.
Okie dokie, Pinocchio. I got a 66, and I have a 45 for that, so I fail.
All right. Continue on.
Up the stairs we go.
Yeah.
So as you go up the stairs, you get to the end of the hall. There is a stairway to the left that goes up the stairs, a stairway to the right that goes down. You begin to head left, you go up. This is a single hallway on the right-hand side of where you're standing. 3 windows. Immediately to your left, there's a small room. But down the hallway, there appears to be 3 larger rooms, all of equal size.
What locale seems to be immediately above the room that we were in downstairs?
This would be the last room on the left.
That would be the room I'm going to first.
Okay. As you walk past, I'm assuming you guys want to take a brief look.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first bedroom on your left is an ordinary bedroom. There's a double bed, a bookshelf, and a window view. You get the idea that this is the room of Vittorio and Gabriele. There are a lot more crosses and many candles are here, and a rosary and a breviary rest on the table beside the bed. Because of what happened downstairs, you look directly at it, but everything is in its normal state. There are no faces rubbed off. This room looks untrifled with. In the second room, you see 2 small beds. There's toys, and there's 2 dressers. There's pictures of aircrafts, cowboys, soldiers, all throughout here. You see, a high school letterman's jacket. You get the idea. This is where children's. Finally, the last room on the left. This room contains a bed frame, bare bed springs, and a dresser. This room looks unused. However, the basic setup is the same as the other 2 bedrooms. In the middle of the room, you sit there and see a strange substance.
I guess I'd like to take a look at the strange substance.
Looking at the skills we can do here.
Would anthropology fit? Is this a human substance?
It is a human substance, but it doesn't appear the right one. Let's make a
medicine, natural world.
Let's make a medicine check.
Guys, I have a 1% chance of this working. I did not do it.
What'd you get, though?
A 73.
Okay. It's fresh blood. No more than 15 minutes old. You see it begin to drip through the floorboards. You sit there and you, just like Nicholas did, tap your 2 fingers into it and you smell, but it doesn't smell. It smells very, very ferrous, very rotten. It's fucking horrendous. You begin. You know what? Actually, make a con check for me.
Okay. 38. I just barely failed. Can I use luck to pass?
Yeah.
Okay.
The smell overpowers you. It's changing your ability to see. you're no longer listening to of your friends talking to you because it's taking all of your power to not throw up based off of the incredible stench of that smell. By this time, Nicholas, your paranoia has worn off.
As this looks like human blood, but it doesn't it doesn't smell as fresh as it is.
Are you going to put on your sunglasses and analyze it?
Yeah.
It could have something to do with some of the things I was reading.
What are you talking about?
I think someone here was taking these people to consume their blood to try to be immortal.
You're kidding, right?
I wish I was.
Where's the banging coming from?
Do you speak Latin by chance?
I don't. According to my sheet, I only speak English.
Same here, or Bostonian.
American education.
Randall, as you're trying to locate the sound of this, it appears to be coming from underneath.
Oh, fuck this ghost house.
Do I see blood like on the floor like I had seen?
You do, yes.
Okay. So it's everywhere I've been.
Seeing as my mental defect is I hear my screaming children, I just grab the bridge of my nose and go, not again. Not a fucking again.
Is there like a source like that I can tell for this this blood, or is it just a pool of blood in the middle of nowhere?
It's a pool of blood in the middle of nowhere.
Fucking came out of nowhere.
I have been finding blood throughout the house, just in drops along the floor.
Can I make a listen check to see if I like heard that sound was coming from below us?
No, like you get it from underneath the bed. You don't need to make it.
Oh, so it's coming from inside the room.
Mm-hmm.
How is this building like lit currently? Is there like
it's getting towards sunset?
Okay.
So nothing's on just yet.
Mm-hmm.
There's still like push button switches, like you have the up button or the top button for on and the bottom button for off, but none of you guys have tried anything. Just natural lighting is what you have right now.
Okay.
What little daylight there is left.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm just gonna look under the bed. You know, this is pretty weird, but you know, like I said, I don't know. Usually this stuff turns out to be nothing. So what's under the bed? It's probably like a raccoon.
Spot hidden.
Yeah, no, that's 57 versus my 25.
You don't see anything relative to making a pounding sound on the bed.
Can I light a match and look again?
Sure.
Okay. Damn it. No, still didn't. That's a 41.
Matches are warm.
Fuck.
You sit there and use it as long as you can until you sit there and singe your fingers a little bit. Extinguish the match. You don't really notice anything that would be creating that sound until you stand up and you turn away from the bed and you look towards the window, talk to your friends. He says like, yeah, it's fucking nothing. But you see in red writing right behind there, it just says leave. And there's a handprint sliding down at the end of the. And I want you to make a third spot hidden check.
No. 52.
So you don't get a chance to dodge on here.
Oh.
Bye.
So what blows your mind the most about the thumping was actually coming from the legs of the bed as it begins to sit there and fly and smashes you right up against the wall next to the window. I need you to roll a 1d6 and add 2.
8.
Ooh.
So you take 8 damage to your hit points.
Ooh.
Okay.
Nicholas, Randall, were you in the room?
Yeah, because I was talking to Norman.
Yeah, I
That,
figured we all were in there.
That would give me a major wound.
Yep. Both of you need to make an intelligence check. Or a sanity check, I'm sorry.
Is higher good?
For this case, yes.
Okay, so I rolled over my intelligence.
You only take 1 point of sanity damage.
Okay.
And sanity is equivalent to power. I rolled under.
No, above or below your intelligence.
Oh, it's below my intelligence.
You rolled below your intelligence?
Yes.
Okay. I need you to roll a d4.
Alrighty. Give me a second. You just want to roll one for me, Jay? I don't have one by me.
Yeah, sure. That is 4 sanity points lost.
That means I am down 8 for the day.
8 for the day. Is that a more or less than a quarter of your sanity points?
I have a total of 50 sanity points, so not even near.
Cool. Yep. So you don't suffer any sort of madness or anything. Yeah.
Can I, after I get slammed into the wall by the bed, can I pull out my revolver and just like fire one through the mattress?
Yeah, certainly.
Okay. What do I have to do?
Given the fact that you're not actually in a fight with anything, just fire a shot.
Okay.
So you're gonna hit. It's a fucking bed, and you're in point blank range.
Yeah.
So do me a favor and roll a d10 twice, and give me the higher number.
4.
You do 4 damage to the bed.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's the bed springs.
Right.
One of them's broken and sits there. You just hear "Ping," and the spring just kind of comes up.
He's
Yeah. So hold on a second. I need to sit there. And it's not in this one. It's in. Where am I? There we go. So just to let you know, Norman, you can heal 1 hit point per day.
Okay.
Did you take? I need you to make a con roll.
Okay. Oh my god. Yeah. No. I got a 91 versus my 35.
You fall unconscious for a minute. Okay, it just the bed hits you right on the button. It kind of sat there and made you wound.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So after a minute, you sit there, you come to, and the party just sit there and recognize, holy fuck, this is an evil fucking room.
I'm sure this will still turn out to be nothing.
That's also why I didn't make you make the sanity rolls, because you're unconscious.
Let me see, y'all.
You can't go insane because you're unconscious.
Mm-hmm. Reference.
So do I uncheck the major wound now that I've like regained consciousness?
You
Still
still have
have
a
that?
major wound.
Okay.
Basically, if you go to 0 hit points and you have a major wound, you're dead.
Okay.
If you run out of hit points and you do not have any wounds, you just fall unconscious.
Okay.
Yep.
And it looks like it says natural heal rate with a major wound is a weekly healing roll.
Yeah. So essentially, it comes down to did we get to the point where that's no longer hindering? So you still gain 1 hit point per day, but you can be at your max health and still have a major wound.
Oh, okay.
So, seeing him get the shit kicked out of him, could I attempt to administer first aid?
You certainly can.
Okay.
Medicine check.
First aid.
There is a first aid
Oh yes,
skill.
yes, first aid.
So I got a 44 and I have a 60 for first aid.
All right, so you do sit there and you recognize that he's concussed. Oh, holy fuck, he's concussed. As you sit there, and what little is known about concussions in 1920, you sit there and say, "Well,
You got
don't
the
drink
shit
alcohol.
kicked out of you.
Try your best not to get into fistfights."
Yeah, no promises, but yeah, I'll do my best.
So with that, heal him 1 point then, since at the bottom of our character sheets it says wounds and healing. First aid heals 1 hit point.
Most certainly it does.
Okay.
Nice.
How often
Can
can I
I-
do that to help bolster him?
Can I use my daily 1 hit point also?
Sure.
Okay.
Let me put it this way. Here is that you offered first aid. You have a very succinct idea of what happened. Unless there's a new injury, you can't use it. However, if he falls into a dying state, you could do it again to try to stabilize him.
Okay.
That being said, stabilizing makes it so he doesn't die. You'll need medicine to actually.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Okay. Well, what do you say we get the hell out of this room?
Yep. All right. As you head out of that bedroom, you still have 2 rooms on the ground floor. Entirety of the investigate. You have no explanation as to why the bed just flung out and hit.
Before I go, where it said leave, that was on the wall. You said
Mm-hmm. That was on the window.
on the window. Is that it? Is that fresh?
Yes.
Okay.
Is it
Yeah,
on the
that's-
inside or the outside of the window?
You haven't checked yet. Basically, what happened here is that Norman looked under the bed, stood up, looked away, got distracted by the window, and the bed hit him while he wasn't
Okay.
looking.
So I probably didn't see the window yet.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
It would stand to reason that you guys cared more about your friend than the.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Mhm.
So
You still could.
Mhm.
You haven't left yet.
he would have to tell me, I want to get out of this room
Mm-hmm.
or something. So.
I'll just tell the guy. I don't care if it. I don't really care if it's on the inside or the outside, but it looked like fresh blood on the window that said "leave" with a handprint streaking down, and then the bed fucking raped me.
You didn't see what wrote leave?
I looked on the bed. There's nothing there. I stand up, look at the window, and then all of a sudden the bed hits me. And next thing I know, I'm waking up on the ground with you guys looking at me like, "Why'd you let a bed kick the shit out of you? What, you think you're better than me?"
I do. Could it have said that before you looked?
I suppose theoretically it's possible. I didn't notice it until I stood up.
Well, let's move on.
Yeah, I fix my hat. Yeah, please.
All right. So you guys leave. You're back in that upper floor hallway. Sunlight's beginning to drop down a little bit further now. You're
Should
we probably have to find artificial light.
Should we try the lights? See if they work. I'm just gonna flip a. Is there like a hall, like a switch for like lights in the hallway I can try to turn on?
Yes.
I'll give that. I'll look for that switch and then give it a try.
Let me see what we got here. Electrical repair is not right because you don't know if it's broken or not. Do me a favor. Let's just go with a luck roll. Okay. I'm gonna have you. Yeah. I'm just gonna have you roll a D100, and if it's underneath your total luck for right now,
Okay. It is.
Okay. Yeah, it works just fine.
Okay.
A couple of lights are out, but there's enough to light up the hallway.
Well, looks like the power's on.
Yeah. I don't know if this is actually a rule in Call of Cthulhu. I got the quick start rules, but it seemed like it.
Sure. Yeah.
How many matches do you have?
I pull out I'm guessing like a matchbook type thing out of my jacket, and I look.
About 40.
Should we consider splitting those up between us?
I pull out of my pack. I grab the the package of cigarettes out of my pocket. I look to see how many I have left.
Actually, you know what? There's no way you're gonna have 100 cigarettes in a pack. 7 cigarettes.
7.
Mm-hmm.
I keep a dozen to myself, and I give 10 matches to Nick and 10 to Randall.
For the record here, even though Strike Anywhere matches did not exist in 19, they will for.
I'm gonna hand him a $5 bill.
All right.
How much are matches? Is $5 too much? Go see yourself a Star Wars.
About 50 cents a match, is that appropriate?
Still got those 2 rooms on the first floor left, and then the basement in its entirety.
Let's finish the first floor.
Okay.
What do you think, Randall?
Let's do it.
All right.
We could just burn the whole house down.
Trend in that direction. Yeah, believe you me, Nikki.
Roll an idea check. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I don't know what happened. The whole house is burned down. Family wasn't there.
We didn't learn anything.
Don't worry, you can keep the rest of the money.
This house is a bigger headache than, well, my headache.
You also have a lot of ringing in your ear.
Do I hear Randall's kids? All right. I guess. What we have left on the first floor, that we've got that the second door on the right.
Yes. So this one, the second door on the right, from the main entrance. Well, it doesn't matter which direction you're going, because that is the dining room. It is complete with a long mahogany table, a built-in sideboard, and 7 chairs. 3 places are set and unused. Scraps of rice soup rot in a turn.
Wait, what? That last part? That last thing?
There's something
Scraps,
rotting.
yeah, scraps of rice soup are currently rotting in a turn.
Ugh.
Tureen? I don't know. Pot?
Estonians. Soup made of rice.
What, do you think you're better than me?
Yes, still do.
Yes, still do.
You know, Jay, just out of curiosity, you made me look up when Strike Anywhere matches were made, because I was like, I don't know that.
Yeah. When were they?
1898. Started being sold
Okay.
in
Got it.
1899.
Definitely. They're Strike Anywhere matches.
All right.
I was just morbidly curious. I'm like, when were those made? I haven't seen them in years, though, because they stopped making them.
And it's not something that comes up a lot, because how often do you play games set in the 1920s?
I know.
Today.
My morbid
Play 'em today.
curiosity got the better of me.
Yeah. And now my morbid curiosity is about to get the better of me.
Not while we're streaming.
First of all, gross. Second of all, not what I meant.
Third of all, focus.
So the room is basically just the dining room. There's no furniture or cupboards, anything like that outside of the table setting.
This looks. The only thing that you find weird is that there's 4 Macaro family members.
Yeah.
There's only 3 place settings.
Yeah, and it's been a while since it was set.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Tell you what that was though.
When I saw
books.
when I saw the notes in the book that I thought might be that family.
Yep.
Were they all listed?
Yes.
Okay, so it wasn't 3 and not 4.
There were 4 entries listed.
Okay. I want to open it up again to see if there's a marking next to any of them, to see if it's like they had marked that they took this person or something.
Nope.
Nothing. Okay.
Nothing regarding to
Like
any
that.
of them.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess we can look next door.
There is your conventional kitchen. There's a icebox, a wood-fed stove, an oven, and a very meager larder. Some of the foodstuffs might be edible. There's canned soup here. There's rice kernels, a couple of pastas, a few bottles of homemade wine, and then spoiled rotten meat. The produce that hasn't been spoiled yet has been eaten by rats, judging by the fecal matter left behind.
Against my better judgment, I open the icebox.
Oh god, smells awful. Not quite as bad as what you smelled upstairs, but you don't need to roll to sit there and not lose your lunch. But man, is it increasing your concussion symptoms?
Yeah, I'm assuming with the head injury, that's pretty much like that's my borderline state right now. Is about to lose my lunch.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, it's been a long time since we ate. As I pull the pocket watch out and I look at it and put it back. I got a lot of stuff in this one pocket, apparently.
You really are the Mary Poppins of this game.
I am.
I have a suit pocket full of books, so. Did you find anything?
Just more rotten food. Is there anything in those books that might help us out?
Nothing about food. It seemed that they had listed entries. The family. Coming.
Oh no.
And this is where my character goes full dad mode and goes, I swear to God, you hit that wall one more time, I'm going to beat you within an inch of your life.
Where's that one coming from?
All right, I'm chasing these fuckers down now.
You're welcome to take a look at the books, but
Same
nothing that
spot
would
as before.
explain.
That bare bedroom upstairs.
All right, I'm going back upstairs.
All right, you go back upstairs. Everything's exactly how it was left.
All right, I'm tossing the bed. Love you, Pumpkin.
Strength check.
Love you, Bubba. Go. I have a strength of 90. I rolled a 28.
You flipped it over and it flipped like 3 or 4. Impressive. But yeah, nothing. You sit there, eventually lose interest in this. You come back downstairs, and as soon as you hit the bottom of the stairs.
All right, is there like an axe or something in this house for chopping that wood that I can bring upstairs? And I'm going to start going through that floor.
No, I don't think that.
Are there any knives in the
Fire
kitchen?
poker?
I was going to ask about loose floorboards.
There's a fire poker, yes, by where all the charcoal is in the mudroom.
All right,
there are knives.
I'd like to take one of the knives.
All right, cool. You take a knife and let me sit there and give you the stats for it.
I'm grabbing that poker.
I'm grabbing my gun.
So this will come down as a small knife. This is 1d4 plus damage bonus. Okay. Your damage bonus is based off of let me see where it would be. They didn't do the math on your damage bonus.
How do I do the math?
If you do you still have the Dole's House website open, Scott?
I can very quickly do that.
Yeah, because you can go to your character sheet and you can add /edit weapons.
So here we go. Your strength plus your size. What is that score?
Strength plus size is 35 plus 65. That is 100.
You have no modifier to damage bonus. It's just a straight one.
Cool.
Yep. With the fire poker, I'm going to give this the machete stats, Randall. Just because that would be the closest thing I could think to it. The machete is 1d8 plus damage bonus.
Alrighty.
And you have an actual damage bonus out here that we talked about because you got a build score.
So machete.
And that will give you an extra 1d4 to roll.
Alright.
And then Norman's got the gun. So you guys are now all basically armed.
I stay in the doorway to the room when they go in, and I loudly suggest checking if there's any loose floorboards.
I'll go looking for a loose floorboard.
Also turn the light on in the room.
Yeah. Luck roll for you, Norman. Luck roll for you, Nicholas.
Yeah.
Luck roll.
That's way below. That would probably be a hard success.
I have a luck stat?
Yeah, so whatever your current luck total is, that's what you're playing off. Because I can't think of a better way to do it off the...
Okay, that's cool. I rolled a 37 my luck.
Okay, so both of you succeed. I mean, yeah, there's the occasional loose floorboard here. Like, it's not something that, like, when you push down on it, it provides a creaking sound instead of a banging sound. It doesn't look like that's what's caused. The lights do turn on, though.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. It's like one of those, like, there's no flicker, there's no ramp up.
It's just on.
Yeah.
And we did kind of establish it seems to be coming from this room.
Yes.
Like above or below.
Yeah, I mean, based off of all the intelligence that you have from the house that you searched so far, this is the most paranormal room that, Norman, you've seen.
Yes. Yes, it is.
There's no mechanism that would have flung that bed. You're trusting that Randall and Nicholas didn't fling it at you as a very rude prank. I don't know. Randall seems like he'd be a rude boy.
Is there anything else in the room besides just this old bed?
Is there a closet?
Like,
there's a small closet in there.
I'm gonna open the closet.
It's the head of Strahd. Blah.
Ah!
No, I mean this one's empty. This 100% seemed like it was supposed to be a guest room that never got utilized.
I want to try and go through the floorboards.
By the way, Mike, I just switched over to the Twitch stream to look at it really quick. I like what you did with the cameras in the background.
You're welcome.
What's going on in the Twitch stream?
Mike basically took the splash screen that we have up there, and he made it fit the whole screen, and then he put the cameras around the logo.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So then next up, you still have the basement to check out, but you've learned all that you believe you're going to on the second. The first floor seems irrelevant to the investigation.
What do you think the odds are we're going to find a pentagram in the basement?
Very
1 in
good.
5.
1 in 5.
Better than that.
That's oddly generous voice in the back of my head.
All right. So you guys return to the hallway. What are you interested in doing now?
I don't think we have a choice but to go into the basement.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. Okay.
I'm gonna drag that bed out of that bedroom, though.
Just to share
Did you call it a bedroom or a bad room?
Bedroom.
about the book, the man's name was W. Corbett.
Well, that kind of fits with. So the first owner of the first recorded owner of the building, at least, was Walter Corbett.
So he may be our suspect.
Potentially, there's at least some connection between him and the chapel of what was it? Chapel of
Contemplation?
Contemplation. Yeah. In some way, shape, or form. And you're saying it well, like what?
I think he wrote this book.
You said there's like some sort of like ledger, like inventory.
That's what the third volume is. Sort of a ledger of the people and.
Can I take a look at that one?
Yes. If you need to.
Well, yeah. I just want to see if anything stands out from anything that we learned while we were in the Hall of Records or anything like that.
Hand it over.
As you begin to read it, I want you to make an intelligence check for sanity.
Okay. It's a 9, which is on my intelligence. That would be a extreme success.
It doesn't
But
matter. On this one,
below.
it's just success or fail.
Okay.
Nicholas, how much did I make you roll for that sanity roll for the books?
Mine ended up being a D6.
D6
1.
plus? Yeah, D6
plus.
plus 1.
Another 6, so 7.
Okay, so you take 7 points of sanity damage,
Okay.
and that will render you temporarily insane.
Sweet.
I warned you.
This guy's got problems.
I'm going to roll. And as you begin to read this and you begin to piece it together, you immediately come up with the victim that Corbett ever drew. You get the idea is that this book is in the house. If it was in that cupboard, that means he never left, which meant he must have been successful. He begins to sit there and remind you of all the depravity that a crime like this would have to be and how long he'd have to be alive in order to do this. I'm going to give you a mania. Every time that there's a beat, you need to check the book to ensure that your name isn't. You are not interested in anybody else holding this book so that it does not remain, or that it remains unchanged.
Okay.
So you are very obsessive over holding on to this book, and this will last for the next hour and a half.
Okay. Look, your suit coat's already straining pretty hard to hold those other books, so I'm just gonna hold on to this one for you for a little bit. I'm not gonna destroy it or anything. I'm just gonna hold on to it for you.
If you insist.
I do actually.
Do you think I'm better than you?
That's just the voice we all have in the back of our heads.
Did you find anything?
I mean, sort of just like based on the information that we learned from before, it's I think the crazy son of a bitch might have pulled it off. I don't think this is academic at this point.
To the basement.
I squeezed the grip on my pistol a lot a bit tighter.
Knives out.
All right.
Just got the crowbar over my shoulder.
As you. Yep. As you go down the stairs into the basement, you're immediately into this basement door that has a lock and 3 bolts. It is able to be opened from the upstairs. And you check around the other side. It can be opened from the upstairs only. You're in the main basement storage room. The stairs are in poor repair, and the electric light bulb does not work. The walls of the basement are lined with closely fitted boards. Do you light a match? If so, which one of you?
Can we see at all? Like, is there a little bit of light from the upstairs or not?
Yeah, a little bit of light. You can see that right at the end of the stairs, there's a that suggests there's a room. You can't see the door from where you're standing from.
Could we just go upstairs and snag a light bulb?
Hold on one second.
Maybe there's like a lamp nearby.
I was going to suggest looking for a lamp. Sometimes in
Oil lamp.
they'll keep a lamp or a candle.
Roll a luck check. This is just how I'm determining if random objects exist in the world. Like, I didn't roll it for your gun because it's your office. You would.
I rolled 53. My luck is still
at what?
30. So I rolled higher than my current luck.
There is a candle, and there is nothing to hold it into, and it looks very, very. If you're gonna have it, you're gonna have it for less than a half hour.
Okay, I'm just gonna hold on to it.
Okay.
Just in case.
What are you gonna do with an unlit candle?
Just in case.
And you think you're better than me?
Yes.
I'll strike a match and see if I can use the light to find like maybe another light switch or a lamp, something that isn't the candle, the used candle that Nikki's holding on to for some weird reason.
Hold on a second.
Sure.
In this, with the light around here, you see that this is a small-ish room, much smaller than the upper floor suggests. It should have been. You see some scattered tools, a lead pipe, trash can lid, lumber, nails, screws, assortment of tools and tool paraphernalia. As I continue to read this. Do you want to search around that?
Yeah, I'm assuming that given the various tools, there will probably be tools for creating light or something like that. I'm looking for a way to illuminate the space with a more than temporary
mechanism. Yeah. Spot hidden checks all of you.
All right. I'm terrible at this. By the way, guys, if you play Call of Cthulhu, spot hidden shouldn't be a dump stat.
I rolled a success.
Okay. Nicholas, you see a couple of things. Based off of the fact that, like, you have the match, you do see the circuit breaker up against the wall in that second room. You also notice along all these tools here is a weird dagger that has a curved blade, but not like a single curve. It's back and forth. On the handle has that logo, that symbol that's already burned into your mind's eye. You're not going to have to make a sanity check because you've already taken it and failed it. You get the idea that this dagger doesn't belong to the McCarthy.
Am I in the area around Nikki? It was Nikki that was seeing this, right?
Yeah.
Can I make a history check on like these kind of daggers to like? Do I know that like like what I know, that this is like probably a ceremonial sacrificial dagger.
You don't know that specifically. You understand. Like, I'm not going to make you roll. You understand there's the conclusion of what that link is. You
Okay. By the way, I rolled almost a fumble.
I
I
had a
was
hard
one shy of a
success.
fumble.
I'm gonna kind of, while staring at the dagger, kind of call back. I think this is the circuit box, and I want to reach out for the dagger.
do me a favor and make a dex check. Is anybody next to Nicholas right now?
Yeah, I think I was.
You can help with the dex check. You make one of your own.
Okay.
Ooh, pretty good.
Oh, no, not good.
What was your dex?
Big success. 37 on 80.
37 on 80. Okay. A 59 was rolled against it. At this point, you're not quite sure if it was Norman helping Nikki out or Nikki helping Norman out. But as soon as Nick begins to reach for the dagger, it darts right up into the air. It turns around, its blade pointed toward you, and it flies straight at you. But thankfully, you guys were able to either push each other out of the way or duck in time. And it slits right between the two of you and it pins right on the wall.
Okay, seriously, is it Randall? Who's doing this?
It's Spider-Man.
Probably magnets.
Oh yeah, Magnus. I didn't even think of that. See, like I said, Nikki, it's always a practical explanation.
How do they even work?
Fucking magnets.
Fucking.
All three of you, I need you to make a sanity check.
Okay. Ooh, an 8. Oh wait, no. I always roll like opposite of what. So I rolled way under my sanity.
I also rolled
Or
way
my
under my intelligence. Like way under.
Me too.
All of you roll 1d4. Actually, hold up. I'm going to do this, and you all take the same amount.
Okay.
Okay.
You take 1 sanity damage.
Okay.
And at this point, it is stuck into the wall. At this point, on the west end of the storage room, and you realize it should have stuck in just a little bit because it looked like it was supposed to be made of cement, but it sank in a good 4 or 5 inches. The room is still dark.
So the circuit box.
Yeah, lead the way.
I'm gonna try to flip some switches.
As you do that, the lights come back on. In that second room, you find the coal room. There's a storage bin. The door to outside the coal chute has been nailed firmly shut. Between that and the fuse box, that's all there is. However, Randall, roll an idea check.
What am I checking for?
Just an idea check.
I got a 73 out of 55.
Well, the good news here, given your backstory, roll it with bonus. So just roll an extra 10s and let me know if that 10s is lower.
I just threw it all the way out of my box. Hold on.
That doesn't help.
No, it's higher.
Okay.
I rolled an 80 for that one.
Man, the fucking dagger sinking really goddamn deep into that concrete.
I'm just gonna be poking it with the fire poker
Fire
I
poker?
have. Yep, just.
That actually pushes. That pushes the roll. Roll it again. This is what I love. Like, I fucking love Call of Cthulhu because you're fucking fine.
I got a 46
fucking
out of
town.
55.
That's a success. You realize that the wall is backed isn't made of concrete. It's plaster.
Huh.
You've seen this before with some of your more serious cases trying to hide things from the staff.
It's made out
Where
of
they
toilet paper.
Yeah, they try to sit there and make a fake wall. Usually it's a much smaller scale and it's never ever for a full wall. They're just trying to hide a reading material, some smokes, whatever the fuck that they want to hide.
I'm
The
gonna
drugs that they don't feel like taking.
cleave this wall with my fire poker.
So this is a great one. We're gonna roll to attack. Okay.
Fire poker machete.
What's gonna happen here is you're gonna roll a D100 and compare it to your power.
Okay.
Okay. If it is underneath your power, that is a success. Half your power is a hard success. If you get an extreme success, you get to add an automatic 6 damage to it.
Hey, you want to know something funny?
Mm-hmm.
None of that matters. I rolled a 91 and my power is 90.
Ooh. Luck.
You whiff. You fucking whiff.
I get stuck in the rafters.
Yeah. You find out that it's a real ceiling, though.
Good to know. Ceiling's real, guys.
Do you want to take another hack at it?
Yeah, I'll try again.
D100.
That was a 36.
All right. Roll damage against the wall. Because what's your power?
90. So I get a D8 plus a D6.
Yep.
Alright, that's an 8. That's 6. That is a total of 8.
Okay. We'll sit there. Given enough time, you're able to hatchet out an entrance into this secret room.
It's not pretty, but functional.
Yeah. You're actually in between rooms right now. It looks like there's 2 plaster walls. A crawl space is revealed. Foul odors emanate. You see a pack of rats that are completely feral, and they try to overwhelm you. They are going to sit there. You're going to roll to dodge.
Alright.
And I'm going to roll to attack.
So.
Okay. So I can tell you right now, no matter what, I failed.
Hey, no matter what, I failed also.
Cool. So then we both failed.
Oh, wait. No, I rolled a total of 100. My bad.
So you rolled a total of 0, so that's an extreme success.
Woohoo. I'm super dodgy.
Yep. So given that, we're now going to sit there and all 4 items, the rat pack, and all of us are going to roll dex. Norman, if you plan to use your gun, you're allowed to add 50 to your dex roll. And we're going to go in order of dex.
So straight dexterity rolls?
Straight dexterity rolls.
Okay.
So we're going to start high and work our way down.
Oh.
Okay. So, Nick, what'd you get?
10.
Okay. Norman, what'd you get?
I had a 27. I'm not sure if I plan on using the gun yet.
Okay. Randall, what'd you get?
My dex is a 35 and I rolled a 35.
Okay. So what we have is Randall, the investigators, and we have the rats are going to go first. The rats, again, at this point, are going to sit there, crawl up. Here we go. Where's my D6? 1 and 2 is Norman. 3 and 4 is Randall. It is a 4. They're going to keep on going after Randall, and they're going to make a overwhelm you by crawling over you, trying to make small bites. Once again, make a dodge roll.
All right. I rolled a 69, and my dodge is 72.
All right, so you succeeded. The rats failed again. So they're not able to sit there and succeed in the maneuver. Now it's your turn.
So attack the rats is going to be a D100 roll, correct?
Yep, versus the rats dodge.
I rolled an 86.
Rolled an 85, so they failed the dodge. Did you succeed?
I have a power of 90.
So yes.
Okay.
So roll damage.
Okay. So D6 or D8 and a D6. 9.
All right, that's exactly what you needed to do to kill them.
I am satisfied.
So as Norman sits there and he's got his gun and pulling it out of the, Nick is taking his knife and he goes from I'm just holding it tight to attack. Randall is just going fucking Hulk smash and every rat is fucking Loki.
I am playing golf with rats.
Yep.
Just.
You now, let's see here. Based off of how hard those targets were, you can take 2 points to fighting for your investigator skills.
Fighting or what?
Fighting, parentheses, brawl. Take
Okay.
2 points.
So that makes it up to a 77.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah. You realize that there's another fake wall. I'm assuming you're going to want to tear it down.
Yep.
While Randall was taking the time to tear down the first wall, I would have double checked the book to see.
Your name's not there.
Okay.
Yep. All right. Another question. No, I'll save that for later. No, I'll save it. No, I'm just messing with you guys now. No, it's Strahd said. As you open this up, and you create your own Kool-Aid man-sized wall hole, lying motionless and seemingly dead on a pallet in the center of the room, is a drawn, wooden-looking, wizened figure of some 6 feet, skinny and naked, with ghastly, wide, flaring, saucer-like eyes, and a nose like a knife blade. Some sort of chain rests around his neck. He's lost all hair, and his shrunken gums make his teeth look very long. From him comes a sharp, sweet, churning scent, like rotten corn. The floor is earthen.
What the fuck?
There's a table in the southwest corner with some curled papers on it.
What am I looking at here? This is what?
I think this is Mr. Corbett.
What? Why would he be chained up down here?
No, it's not chained up. He's wearing a chain.
Oh. You said he seems dead, right?
Wooden.
He seems wooden.
Do we talk to him? Do we approach?
I got your back.
Randall's still in front, right?
Yep.
Yes, Randall is still in front.
That's the great thing about a gun is I don't need to be next to the thing that I want dead.
I'm assuming you have your gun drawn right now.
Yeah.
I'm just
Poke it with
gonna
a fire poker.
put my hand on Randall's shoulder. Like, Godspeed.
I walk up and poke it.
Does it clunk like a piece of wood?
At this point, I want you to make a attack check.
Alrighty. I got a 68.
That's enough to hit somebody who's not moving.
All right. That is 9.
Let me make sure I got his health right. So you did 9 damage. However, you know that you thumped him really, really fucking good. But something as hard as you can hit, someone as strong as you, someone who sits there and can take people, and so full-blown psychotic breaks and hold him in position so he can. You expected this to sit there and crush their entire rib cage. Not a single bone breaks. It doesn't do as much damage as you think it would. At this point, the sort of sunken eye look widely comes open. You hear a shrill scream fill the room, deafening your ears. It's enough to sit there and take over the concussion symptom. Norman, I want everyone to make one final sanity check.
Yep.
18.
Success? Okay. Randall?
I got a 69, and my intelligence is 55. I pass.
You take 1 point of sanity damage. Nicholas?
34, under 80.
You both take... Norman, Nicholas, you take 2 points. Let me know if you're under a quarter, or you've lost a quarter of your sanity.
What's a quarter?
I'll do some maths.
Mm-hmm.
I have not lost a quarter yet.
No,
Wonderful.
But
Me neither.
you're there.
All right. At this point, Mr. Corbett sits up. Okay, cool. At this point, he sits up, and I want everyone to sit there and make their deck slips. Norman, add 50 to yours automatically because you're... Okay?
Okay.
Hey, much better.
All right. Norman, what's yours?
109.
Okay, so Norman's going first.
You rolled the same as me.
Randall, what's yours?
71.
Nick, what's yours?
59.
So we have... That's the amount of damage done to him so far. Norman, you're first to act.
Clack.
Based off of the distance that you have, what is your 5th level handgun skill?
I don't see that.
So on firearms handgun, you've got your normal level. What's the 5th of that level?
4.
All right. You're just outside the range in order to get bonus on. Roll normal.
Okay. Okay. I got a 13, which is under my firearm skill.
Wonderful.
It's a D10 for damage, right?
Yep.
Okay. 9.
Okay. Very cool.
And it looks like I have one shot still
So you
chambered.
Yeah, one shot still chambered. Yep. So we got reduces the damage. As the bullet comes through, it hits him right in the shoulder. Boom! This is, in most individuals, a lethal shot. It's not for him.
You think you're better than me?
Yeah. You see the bullet lodged in, but it only went about 3 inches.
Ooh.
It fucking hurt.
However, did it sound like, so you said like he has like kind of like a wooden like look to him, like did it sound like, like shooting trees as a kid, like out in the out in the yard?
Not quite, but close.
Interesting.
At this point we have Randall's turn.
All right, I'm gonna try and clock him again.
What's his dodge on this one? I need to know his dodge because you just... Oh, there we go. Yep. All right. Clock him again.
All right, I rolled a 12.
So is that an extreme success or a hard success?
Looking at it, it says for me 15 is an extreme, so that would be an extreme success.
Because he had a regular, so you get to sit there and roll regular.
Okay.
So he would have dodged, but you were just so fucking on point. You sit there and you crack him right in the neck.
So fuck this guy. Fuck you with another 9.
All right. So once again, you learn the lesson of this guy is a little hardier. This should have sit there and broken his fucking neck, but yet he's still there screaming and bellowing at you. Nick.
I'm going to run back to where the dagger was and try
Okay.
to grab it out of the wall.
All right. Do me a favor and make a strength check at bonus because it's an unmoving object.
33 the first time, 79 the second. My strength is a 35, so with the 33 success.
All right, you're able to pull this out, and it's sitting there and coming around. It's kind of going, like moving around a little bit. It's got a mind of its own, but yet you're able to control it. And after about 6 seconds of moving around, you finally get a firm grasp on it, and you're controlling this dagger. As opposed to a small dagger, which is 1d4 damage, this is 1d6.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see here. He's going to cast a spell.
Ooh.
I didn't know those were even things.
I need you to make a. Given the fact, Randall, that you are the one that would do damage to him right now, he is going to try to dominate you. He sticks his hand out and he says, "Your soul becomes mine." I need you to make a power check. Ooh.
Randall's dead.
I don't know. He's got to roll first.
And it's just his soul. Like,
Yeah, it's nothing. Where did he go?
bathroom.
Hmm.
He heard his kids in his head.
Yeah. No, dealing with children.
Yeah.
Screaming head. What is it, my turn?
So, because of the amount of damage that you've been dealing to him, he's trying to cast a spell to dominate your soul. So you need to sit there and roll a power check to see if you can resist them.
Ooh, power checks. I rolled a 0 because I rolled a 90 and a 10.
What?
It's a 90.
It's a 90.
Okay, and what's your power?
Well, I rolled a 100 because a 90 and a 10.
That's a 90.
Yeah, that's a 90.
The 9 gives you the 10s, and the 10 die gives you the 1s. So
100 would be a 10 and a 0.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm bad.
No,
100 would be
100 would be
100 is
0,
all
0,
zeros
0,
on the
0.
dice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we
all
call that
zeros.
a 0 in this game. That is,
Yeah.
you cannot be better than that.
I'm all backwards
Yeah,
then.
that makes more sense. That makes more sense.
So now that you actually get it, roll it now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I still don't get it. 41.
Okay. He rolled a 46, which was one away from a hard success. So it's a
41 for me is a hard success.
regular success.
Well, if my regular score is 90, so
Yeah.
half that for a hard success would be a 45.
And you got under a 40. Yeah, so you got under that.
Yeah.
So as he sits there and goes, you feel your muscles begin to constrict and coming down, and you become mentally foggy for a second. However, you're a very stubborn individual. You know your way around your brain, and you're able to sit there and force Corbett's influence out of your mind. Normally, you would have been dazed for up to 7 rounds. You are unaffected by the spell. At this point, he's then going to turn around and sit there and reach his hand out and trying to draw the dagger that Nick just taken out. Nick, I want you to. I got too many pages around here. Give me a dexterity check with bonus because you've already won a fight with the guy.
51. And you said dex?
Yeah.
So
Bonus
it's
to
a regular
that.
success. Regular success.
You're able to sit there and retain like everything here. The dagger's still in your hand. Once again, it was trying to sit there, chase itself away. You're able to avoid the itself as well. You're just fine.
Okay.
At this point, Corbett is going to sit there and lurch forward, and you just hear crack as joint after joint has to sit there and slowly break itself. As he reaches out and lunges for you, Norman. This is going to be an attack roll. So you'll need to sit there and roll a dodge.
Okay.
I am rolling terribly right now.
So my dodge is a 22 and I rolled a 50.
Okay, so you did not dodge. Unfortunately, I rolled a 63 and I did not hit.
Okay.
Yep. At this point, we're back to the top with Norman.
Okay. I will fire another shot from my revolver.
Okay.
That's a 66, which I think I miss because that's well over my firearm skill.
Yeah, he dodged.
Okay.
So this one comes through. It's just the fact that you saw this creature lunge at you, and you just shoot right over his shoulder.
Okay.
All right. Next up will be Randall.
Alrighty, then let's keep smacking at him.
All right. Let's see if he dodges. You rolled a hit.
I rolled a 73, and my regular attack is a 77. Now that I figured that out.
I rolled a 69. 1, nice. 2, he doesn't dodge.
So damage is only 5.
Okay. So his arcane armor takes away all of that damage. And this one, he begins to swing, and he looked to reach with it with his hand, and he just missed right in the rib cage. But it appears to have no effect.
Fuck you.
Yep. Nicholas.
I'm running at him, and I want to try to stab him.
Yeah. Roll your power.
Power?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, this is terrible. I rolled a 98, and my power is 55. I don't have enough luck to push it.
Yeah. Both. Yeah. So you failed to hit. He failed to dodge. Now it's his turn. He's going to sit there, and because he sees you with his dagger, he's going to make 2 attacks at you, Nicholas. So roll a dodge to begin with, because we're going to do this as 2 separate instances.
Okay, roll a dodge. Is that at the bottom? So, I'm gonna use 9 luck to make my.
You cannot use luck on a combat.
Can't use luck. Okay, well, I lost. Okay.
Okay, so he actually hits you with a regular attack. There's no bonus damage. And he does 2 damage to you, and I need you to make a con check.
Okay. 2 damage. Check. That's okay. Hard success.
All right. Now okay, so because you've passed the I'm sorry, would that also pass your luck check? I asked this in the wrong order. Would that pass your luck check?
The roll I just did was 35. My luck is at 30 right now.
Okay. Because I fucked up, we're just going to say you passed your luck check.
Okay.
Because I was supposed to ask for luck first and then you roll.
Okay.
Because if you pass the luck, you don't have to do anything. If you pass the con, you get less con damage.
Okay.
because it was trying to damage a stat instead. Your second attack is a 73. It doesn't even matter if you dodge, he can't.
Okay.
Yep. Now for his third one is he's going to sit there and cast another spell to try to grab the knife from me. So this one is going to be... I need you to make a dexterity check.
Come on, big money. That is too big of money.
At this point, he sits there and he reaches out for it. And because the distance is shorter, you feel the from the dagger stronger. And unfortunately, he looses it from your grip and he grabs it and it's inside his hand and he readies it. Norman, it's your turn, but your gun is empty.
Yeah, I look at the gun, I throw it to the ground, and I run over and I dive and I try to tackle him to the ground.
All right, that one's going to be a brawl check. However, because you caught him off guard, bonus dice.
Okay. Bonus dice. Yes. I rolled a 17, which is under my 25.
He does not dodge.
Yes.
At this point, you sit there, you bring him up, you roll him to the ground. Every attack against him now comes with bonus. Every check he has against you now comes with penalty.
Okay.
Randall, your turn.
Yep. Alrighty. I want to beat the living shit out of him.
Randall, smash.
Yep. Oh wait, wrong dice.
Smash that wood. Smash that wood.
I rolled a 49.
Is that a hard success or a regular success?
That is regular success. But would I have advantage because he is grappled
Yep.
or prone or something?
You
So
have,
I would roll
yeah,
again.
you have bonus. Yeah, so roll and see if you can get lower.
Alright. Nope, I rolled a 99 for that one.
All right, so he sat there and his dodge, he fails. So you smack the shit out of him.
That is 8.
Reduced to 5.
Alrighty.
You get the idea that you're actually like beginning to crack through his armor.
I approve this message.
Yeah. Nicholas. Nick,
Oh, sorry. What am I doing?
it's your turn.
Okay.
Right now, Norman has Corbett down on the ground, tackled and restrained. Any attacks or checks you make against Corbett have bonus, and he has penalty towards resisting them.
Yep. I heard that part. So I'm gonna take out that candle and light it,
Okay.
and then I want to try to jam it into him. I'm hoping he's wooden.
Yeah, roll power to attack with a candle.
Power. Oh, just missed.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, with advantage?
Yeah, with bonus.
With bonuses, you roll twice.
You roll the tens digit twice.
Roll the tens digit twice. So that's okay. So that's a success.
All right. He had a very catastrophic. So you light it, you put it into his face, and it burns, kind of. It's even though wooden was the adjective, it's much more like immolated skin. So it still hurts. Roll a d3. So take a d6. 1 and 2 is 1. 3 and 4 is 2. 4 and 5 is 3.
I rolled a 4.
So that is 2 damage.
Okay.
At this point, because you're trying to tackle him, Norman, he is going to try to attack the dagger.
He's trying to attack me with Nick's dagger?
Yeah, based off of the way that you've declared, you do not get to dodge on this, but he's still taking penalty.
Okay.
Because you declared like you were right up against him.
Yeah.
He failed. He's going to try again. He failed even harder.
Ooh.
At this point, he's going to try to sit there and chase you off. This is going to be a strength check.
Is it contested?
Yes.
Okay. Do I add anything to it, or is it just be? So it's over my strength check.
So it's over your strength checks. You failed.
Yeah.
At this point, he just sits there, and he like throws you off. For as decrepit as his body looks, it is fucking powerful.
Okay.
He's still on the ground, but that's the end of his turn.
Okay.
Norman, you're now.
I look around for anything I can pick up and use as a weapon.
You have the table. There's a chair, the pallet itself.
Oh. I hit him with a chair.
Roll with bonus because he's still prone on the ground.
Okay. Wow, I rolled 2 50s. How is that even possible?
This is a basic strength check.
Yeah, I failed.
All right. At this point, you sit there and you crack, and it would have hit him if you lined it up right, but you break it so that you now like essentially have the effect of a small club.
Okay.
The damage for a small club is 1d6 plus your size bonus.
Okay.
Yeah. Randall, before you begin, roll an idea check for.
Okie dokie. I rolled a 60.
Success?
And nope, fail.
All right, go ahead. Do what you would ever do. Do whatever you want to do.
Beat him with a stick.
All right.
I rolled a 33, which is a hard success.
66, he does not dodge.
All right. 9.
Reduced to 5. This is the first time you've actually seen the inside of what wooden, wizened, decrepit vampire, not quite vampire, definitely inhuman looks like. It's not nice. It's quite bad.
It's quite bad.
Nicholas, it's your turn. Roll an idea check.
Idea. Hard success.
You know for a fact that all the mundane weapons that you guys are using, it's nice and all, it does hurt him, but it doesn't look like it's ever going to give the fatal blow. If only there was something in the room that was stronger than just a mundane weapon.
Brain blast.
It's officially my turn, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna try to break the dagger back.
All right. That's going to be a strength check with bonus because he's still on the ground.
Bonus, I get to roll the 10s. Strength.
Yes.
So regular success.
He rolled a 99 and failed.
Hey.
At this point, you sit there and you're able to wrestle the dagger. You get it back in your hand. You're ready to strike. I'm assuming you want to attack.
Oh, that's the plan, yeah.
Go ahead and roll to attack.
And is this still with I reroll the 10?
Correct.
Okay.
Take the lower number.
Yeah, that's a success.
This will be
strength.
It's power
Power.
for attack. So
Still just a regular success.
he was unable to dodge. He rolled a 72. I would make you roll damage here, but he was already well past his maximum hit points. You've done the fatal blow. As you sit there and you get right over him, you take the dagger with both hands and you thrust it down right into his heart, right on the ground. You see him writhe. You see steam begin to come off of his skin, and piece by piece, he just disintegrates. The papers on the table disintegrates. Everything around disintegrates. That pounding sound that was happening the entire battle is gone. The dagger itself melts in your hand. There is no heat. It just drips into a pool on the floor, and soon that disappears.
I checked the book.
Your name isn't on it. And one by one, each name disappears from most recent entry to oldest entry. After about 5 minutes, all you're left with is an empty book. All of you, I want you to roll one final intelligence check.
With bonus because he's on the ground?
No.
Oh, I just passed.
Mm-hmm.
If this is an intelligence check, I failed.
I had a hard success.
I beat it by 1.
All of you, except for Norman, understand that you just fought the occult and won.
Dun, dun, dun.
Norman, you're concerned that it might come back, but Randall, Nicholas, you're very aware that what you dealt was a final blow. Most things don't melt into oblivion when you beat them. You gain 5% to your Cthulhu Mythos skill. Norman, you gain 2%.
Okay.
Cthulhu Mythos.
As I make sure I'm on the last page here, because I got out of order here.
Oh, the sheet auto updates. That's cool.
Yep.
Good night, bud.
Making
Love you.
sure I'm right. Making sure I'm right.
Apparently, I should have left it in the browser.
Huh?
Yes. So, all of you sit there and you feel the presence of the house lift. You check upstairs in the bedroom.
Mhm.
The blood's gone. Off the window, off the floor. Unfortunately, the rubbing out of the faces in the living room is still there. The covering over the Virgin Mary's portrait is still there. But you know that that's not going to get any worse. You head out, you track down the landlord, and you meet up with him, the three of you and just him. He just comes up to you and is just like, hey, look, I hope that wasn't too much trouble. What did you find?
It's been dealt with.
Do we have to continue worrying about it?
I don't believe so. I would
Can
still burn
I?
the house down, though.
Can I do like I don't even know what this would fall under, but like maybe like a psychology check to read him to see if I think that he's actually not, it actually didn't know what was going on there.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Okay. 54. That's a success.
You get the idea, and this is further backed up by your search of the Hall records. You found out he got this through inheritance, through a very distant relative. He was more concerned with the fact that he couldn't make this building profitable than anything else.
Okay.
You look up and down for any sort of markings, anything like that, and you begin to realize, okay, the guy's just a dupe. That might be for the best. Look, just thank you so much. Here's the rest of the money I owe you, and he gives you another $275. If I could have the key back.
I like throw it. You can keep it.
I think, guys, thank you. You're the first ones to say yes to this job and actually go to the building. Most of the time, the people I asked just sat there, looked at the address, looked at the house, and said, "No, keep your money." Look,
Yeah,
you
well,
guys are either really smart or really fucking stupid. You know what? I needed you that day. To think of all the parapsychologist officers in all of Boston, I had to walk into yours.
And fuck you, double bird. Walk off into the sunset.
All of
This
you,
is the beginning of beautiful friendship.
Mm-hmm.
all of you, roll a d6 and add 2.
Mm-hmm.
4.
5.
That's how many sanity points you regain for having dealt with the inhuman Corbett Esquire, knowing that he has finally been laid to eternal rest. Congratulations, guys. You just finished your first Call of Cthulhu session.
That's awesome, man. Thank you.
Definitely be a great game for interludes in D&D.
I was just say that. I mean, I would probably want to do something with this.
Yeah. No, I think that you would probably be. I've long held the
I know
thought,
you've
Scott.
said that.
Yeah.
Now I'm there.
Yeah. I think it